You can talk to the streamers. No, I'm gonna go get my headphones real fast. I don't need to poop. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Who? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What was that song from?
Playing Powerless on Future Sin.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Hello, tuner.
A Chuck Chiggy check Chiggy China Chickadee China check Chickadee check chick check. Empty chairs. Sounds tempting. Thomas, how are you? Groovy man. You're trying to become a TikToker with the puppet? They're gonna be playing a show, huh?
Because they don't punch in this late normally.
Yeah, they're usually done.
By the time we start playing.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true.
It's
I had
true.
to get my headphones. Everybody calm down now. Everybody calm down.
It's just
Everybody
Thomas.
just relax. Everybody just relax.
Isn't that what the dude said before he blew his head off for the filter video?
Oh, that's what I
Said
need.
everybody relax.
Everybody relax.
I'm not gonna hurt anybody.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I want to talk about.
Filter?
Saturday.
Did I miss something?
The standoff in Colleyville, man.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
How bizarre it's gotten.
Hey Barry, good to see you, sir.
Susie, Barry.
Susie, good to see you, man.
RoboTuner.
RoboTuner.
You want to bring the volume knob down a little bit because we're a little white. We're a little blown out here. We're the white way. A little further. Yeah, that's good right there. The ultimate vanity. Down, now. We're gonna shut the door. All right.
I mean, it's nice enough to keep it open,
Are they bleeding through too much? They're banned.
but I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if it did, though.
I can kind of hear them with my headphones on. I don't know.
They're not going to go that much longer, though. So we'll open. By the time I get up and go open the door, they'll be like, "Let's just call it a night, guys."
True. They'll be like, there's a podcast on next door. Let's go listen to it.
Yeah.
The ultimate in vanity. Somehow I fit all this music gear out here. Oh, I need to turn my amp off too. Don't need to be just sitting here on
Like all your live gear.
all the gear. Well, the big 8x10 cabinets at Spectacle Room. The 4x10s out here. 2 Marshalls, the Vox, and then my new dark glass setup, which is it'll be moved tomorrow to Cloudland.
Land of the clouds.
Well, I won't leave it out there. I'll bring it back.
You gonna go see Lando?
Oh,
Well, that's Cloud City.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
That's
not
Cloud
Cloud
City,
Land.
not Cloudland. The biggest pimp in the world. All right. Is it that guy trying to buy that car from you? I don't get.
It's gonna be one of those shows again.
Be one of those shows. Oh, and Barry asked on YouTube last week why there was a fluctuation with the lighting with the cameras. It's not the cameras; it's the lights in here. Because when you have 2 heaters on a like 15 amp circuit, it tends to go. And then an entire rack of gear over here. I'll just take the camera and point it.
Yeah, let's give a tour.
That sucks a lot of power out.
Did you ever give a full tour of this, like with your Nito? Well, now you got a Nito camera. You can give a really cool tour of it.
Yeah. You can see everything in detail.
Can't fly in and
Look, my broken Boba Fett helmet
hang out
right
with
there.
the show. We'll just take a tour. Can't fly in from Vegas and
So
come
it's a-
see the show.
We'll just give you a virtual tour.
We'll give you a virtual tour. We've actually had someone that got on a plane and came here to hang out with us.
Yeah. We usually have people that drive, but someone
yeah,
actually
well,
got
this
on
was a
plane.
complete stranger though.
Yeah.
Fucking got in a plane just to hang out with us.
Were you
knuckleheads.
uncomfortable about that?
Nah, not really. Were you?
No. No.
Does he still listen? Or after that, he's like, screw those guys.
These guys are stupid. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, I knew it.
It has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with us.
No, I know. I bet I can tell you what it is, though.
Are those cold?
Yeah, they've been out here for a week. In this
Let me.
cold
I
weather.
want one of those.
You want a
instead of what I
twist?
got. I'd like a twist,
You want
please.
a Topo Chico twist?
Since we're on our sober kick still. 3 weeks in. I didn't cave during my birthday. Didn't have anything to drink.
We went to a show, too.
Went to a show. The only thing I did have on Friday night, though, I did have a cider.
Then I win.
You technically win, yeah.
But you're still, you
It wasn't
you
anything
didn't
major.
get drunk.
No, it's like a
Well,
3%er.
Like, there's going to be some time at my job I got to try something. So
Yeah. So it was like
I'll be doing little things like that pretty soon.
we
It's just when we start going under the overpass and staying for like mounds of time,
yeah.
that's when people start getting worried and we got to reel it in a little bit.
Yeah. It's when you scream out, "Hey, RoboTuner, remember the time we butt fucked?" That's kind of weird. Those instances, you're kind of drunk.
Someday you're just gonna look at that bottle, wonder where your life went,
Yeah.
and then go, "Hey, Thomas, remember that time we butt fucked?"
And there's like, I don't know. There's 21 whiskey bottles in this room right now.
Yeah, we're fully stocked,
There's like
and
a lot of rarities, a lot of
Yeah.
weird, rare stuff in.
yeah, no, and
Not touching it.
And we've got we
Early
also
age.
have a cooler full of beer,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a beer fridge full of
The
beer
beer
now.
fridge full of beer.
So none of our
A
guests
lot of younglings.
are holding back when they come in.
No. If we ever have guests in here, speaking of which, we need to talk after the show about something.
Can we?
We didn't have time beforehand, but we need to talk about something after the show.
Sounds good.
This is my the Methinks pick.
Of Destiny.
Keep Haltom high. Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. All right, let's fire this thing up. You ready? Enough pre-talk. Let's do this.
I think I'm gonna have me a twist.
You have you a twist. Let's do this.
I just jacked off a horse.
I
This
did just jack
episode
off
of
a
the
horse.
Guys Last Brought to you by
Whoa.
Geist
Note.
and
Victor Wrench.
and Plastic Object.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Pardon?
What that stuff you said about Little Women? Why knock a classic?
Just use
You know,
last
I don't
week's
like the
intro.
Marxists. They're obnoxious.
You like
We're running
Little
late.
Women?
Fucking love them.
Yeah.
They call
Yeah.
them midgets or dwarfs.
What?
I stack two on top of each other, make one whole
do you get
woman.
away with
Cut that
saying
ass.
Because he's BJ Smooth. Or JB Smooth. Show number 456. It is Tuesday. Damn, that fell off fast. Wasn't supposed to go that quiet. Good lord.
Restart it.
Went like 90. Come on, let's hang out in the background here.
I'm gonna bring it.
That's what I get for throwing the show together really quick.
It's all right.
Well, I fell asleep.
Yeah. We're getting old and we need sleep.
I took a nap, and I went hard into the nap zone. It wasn't good.
Oh yeah.
No.
And you woke up just going mountain
Well,
of smoke.
I was in mourning because, yesterday was
Your birthday.
my birthday and Every Time I Die broke up. So I was
Yeah.
sad.
That sucks.
They called it quits.
Yeah.
I think they called it quits because the Cowboy lost. But what a weird
Is
day
that
to
the ru-
announce.
Is that the rumor?
What a weird day to announce that your band broke up or calling it quits on MLK Day.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh, we're done.
Later.
This news cycle isn't gonna
Yeah, I didn't know about
really
that.
expose us. Yo, you didn't?
Mm-mm. No,
You-
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't see Brian's weeping post?
No.
Yeah, he had a little weeping post. Remember when we were at that Mastodon show and Every Time I Die opened?
Yeah.
And we'd look over the side stage and there's
There's
Brian
Brian's-
standing on the side stage.
yeah.
We're like, what the
Yep.
hell are you doing here?
Yeah, they had that big, beefy guitarist, right?
Got you going?
Yeah. What? I'm sorry.
Huh?
What was that?
It got you going.
No, I didn't say that.
You're
But-
like, he's so beefy.
He reminds me of the dudes on Halo. Those- the
The brutes.
brutes, yeah. I hate the brutes on Halo right now that just haul ass.
Mhm.
Those get old. And what's your?
They're
the-
easy.
So the
You
other one,
grapple them and then you shoot them in the head.
So you know what the other one that gets on my nerves too is that disappearing
Elite.
elite. Yeah,
Same thing.
They get on my nerves.
You
Just-
grapple them and shoot them in the head.
well, you can add like impact to your thrust too. I think, can't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I'm fully tapped out.
Oh, you are. I'm not at all.
Yeah, I tapped out that grappling hook
Yeah,
right off the bat.
that grappling hook's awesome.
Yeah.
I've beaten several bosses with the grapple hook alone, just dodging, like running around and right when they shoot.
Have you seen the video of the speed runner that completed Halo Infinite, the new one,
hmm
without firing a single shot?
Oh my gosh!
So he's using the grappling hook and he's running around and he's picking up the explosive
And
canisters
throwing 'em.
and throwing them, or grappling through areas and just getting past them and not
Man,
fighting
that's
anybody.
He took the master class
Yeah,
of Halo.
yeah. There's a Bungie master class
That's
right
a
there
lot.
next to the Hillary
Yeah,
Clinton
that's like
one.
a PhD class.
Yeah,
when you can do stuff like that.
it's pretty crazy.
I'd like to see
Pretty wild.
that,
Pretty wild. Pretty
Dustin.
wild.
I'd like to see that a lot.
Well, I can send you the link. I sent it to Aiden, and he was like, "What?"
Yeah. So, how is your beginning of the year going, huh?
It's going good.
Yeah, no migraines?
No, why?
I just wonder.
I mean, I had COVID
Yeah.
the
I just
first
wonder
week
if you're
of the
one
year.
of those people that get migraines at the beginning of the year.
Who's
like on
this?
New Year's Day.
Oh, no.
You didn't get a migraine, huh?
Played New Year's Eve.
That was a hangover then.
I don't remember New Year's Day.
Well, that's because of a hangover or just a continuation of what happened
I don't think
on
I rolled
New Year's
in.
Eve?
I'd have to ask around, but I don't think I rolled in.
It wasn't
on
good weather.
New Year's Eve.
It wasn't good weather. Wasn't a lot going on. I remember I had Michaela and had to hang out with all my
Yeah.
girls. I couldn't get anyone to
Oh yeah,
watch
that's right. There
a
was no
whole
weather. No one showed up. There was the big fight,
boatload
at
of
Mass.
girls.
the big ordeal that broke out. But I didn't get home till like 4:30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're supposed
shut
to.
the place down.
You're supposed to do that.
Did some diddling.
Especially if I'm I don't know what to say after that. I didn't know y'all did that night. You didn't explain that a couple of shows ago. Well, happy Tuesday.
Well, happy Tuesday. Knock this off right at the beginning of the show because I keep forgetting to do it, and we need to put it at the top of the show. Our EPOTs for this episode. You know what EPOTs is?
Sounds like weed.
Executive producer of the show,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Epots.
Epots. Yeah.
Jeremy
you make
Perez,
that
coming in again. Yeah, I just abbreviated executive producer of the show, and
But no other
becomes
shows
the
you call
EPOTs.
that?
So it's
You better
ours.
trademark it now. Put it on the
Copyright,
website.
JJTM,
Say, be
Epots.
an Epot.
Come be an EPOT.
Yeah, we'll have to get someone to work on our website.
Okay.
Because I can't do it.
You're an EPOT.
Yeah, thanks.
Jeremy Perez, EPOT.
Epot.
Coming in again this week. No one else wants to join the EPOT list.
What was his high dollar
They're
amount this
filling out.
time?
The show number
So it's $4.56.
$456.
Oh, damn. Where's this money going to?
Offshore accounts.
Yeah.
We're funneling it to offshore accounts. Yeah, it's $456. So let's get into the weekend real quick. Talk about this crap because we went and did something Friday night that I'm very disappointed in.
Why? Why'd you get so disappointed? I wanted to see some metal bands. That's
I
the only
wanted to
reason
see
is I
some
was like,
metal
wanted to see
bands.
some metal,
And I was-
heavy music or something.
I was
Aggressive, something
sold
aggressive.
I was sold a bag of shit. Is what I was sold.
Oh man,
Magic
you're going
beans.
hard. Well, we just wanted to hang
There
out
was
with
no
Jason,
metal
too.
there.
No, there was not.
There
any
was no metal.
Yeah.
I went to see metal, and I got my brand new camera, and I needed to test it out before the football game on Sunday. I need to run through a bunch of stuff because it's a whole new beast. It's a whole different creature. It feels weird.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that we'd see a good hair flinging, guitar slinging metal band up there. And we walked into Pizza Couch Joint Bands Festival.
Yeah. One was awesome. Two. Actually, I like both of them.
Which one was awesome?
The one we saw play with Vorvon,
Oh, the two piece?
the chamber one in the chamber.
One in the chamber?
Yeah, I love watching that bass player, man.
Rock and roll
I
placebo?
like all. Yeah, they all say that whole section of metal, I guess, but
I have been
I
in a
like
ton of metal bands, and never once on stage have I screamed out "Rock and Roll Pussy Hole."
what was it that Pump Jack used to scream all the time, and then Whiskey Dick started doing it? 1-2 barbecue.
Yeah, 1-2
Yeah.
barbecue's okay,
Yeah.
but I have never ever from the stage yelled "Rock and Roll Pussy Hole."
No, I haven't either. And this time I didn't have my littlest there on a sunny, like Saturday afternoon, the middle of the day.
In the middle of a day at
And all of
a
a sudden I got to go. All
at a
right,
family
we gotta go."
establishment.
Yeah.
thought families were allowed to be here in the day.
Yeah. You know what I noticed about not just the show is there wasn't anyone hardly out. Like we went and ate at that really good barbecue place, which you should hit it up if you get a chance.
I can't believe it's been there like 8 years.
Yeah. What's the name of it?
The Woodshed.
The Woodshed. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was the first time
It's
I
been
ate
there
there, man.
forever.
But we ate there and there was like a 10-minute wait. They said it was going to be 20, and it was more like 10.
Yeah.
And it wasn't crazy crowded like most restaurants are on the weekends like that. And then a lot of people didn't show up to the venue for those shows. I didn't see a bunch of people unless the other side had a bunch.
No one comes to the Ridgely.
So,
No one comes
Yeah.
to the Ridgely ever.
which they're good PAs. I like seeing shows there. They're very good. It's a
They're
very
good
good
room.
spot to play a show.
Their beers are expensive as shit. All their drinks are expensive as shit.
Yeah.
I had a Red Bull and it cost me $6.50.
I had Topo Chicos.
And how much were they?
I think it was like $15 for 2, something like that.
Yeah, that's what.
Insane.
And then the front room, when I've gone up there to see shows, their beers are something like $8 a beer.
Ugh.
It's stadium prices. I'm like, why? That's why no one comes here. No one wants to be here. That's why I sneak
Yeah.
a flask in.
Yeah, I think a lot of bands do that actually.
A lot of bands go out to their cars and
Yeah.
drink. The prices are ridiculous. It's stupid.
Well, maybe they'll lower them.
What's the you're in this industry? What's that markup?
That's a big one.
$8
Are they?
for
What
a
are the?
bottle
How
of
many
beer.
ounces? Oh, so it's a 12-ounce bottle.
A 12-ounce bottle is $8.
A domestic.
of domestic.
Like
I want a
Coors
Miller
Light, Miller
Lite.
You, man,
$8.
yeah, that's out of this world. That's more than stadium.
Yeah, what-
Stadium's 7,
What is the medium on a
was.
bottle, on a 12-ounce bottle?
but it's 11 at some places in there.
Yeah, it depends on where you go.
I wish Jerry would fix that.
Why? You
Man,
get people drunk and they don't want to go walk to certain places. They only want to go to the nearest place to get a beer, and they'll pay whatever. It's genius.
No, I'm saying just set the one price though.
Oh, all across.
Yeah,
the board?
don't trick up the prices to where you got to know where you're buying your beer because that's not right.
Well, we'll just start going to the places where you just eat and drink for free.
Yeah,
And get beer for
someday,
free.
someday.
Um,
Actually, there's a very I was really close to this year going to the suite. Ours.
Mhm.
That's how I got those tickets. Is I won a contest at work, and those end zone seats.
those
right
are
there,
badass. Those are great seats.
The that contest though, first place winner was in the suite, and I think they get them a night stay at that place across the street over at Rangers by the Rangers.
So y'all have y'all's own
That
suite.
new hotel. We don't. Miller Coors does.
Oh, okay. So you get to go up
And-
there into the middle.
Right. So they give us tickets. That's how I always get suite tickets to the. It's not podcast money.
no.
That's not why I'm always at the Stars suite in
Oh,
the
you're always-
Mavericks. And
Always at the Stars.
yeah. Hey, that's all we got right now, man. So yeah, I'm.
Yeah, when we left the
Stars
stadium,
pristine.
Tim and I were breaking down what we have, and we don't have anything.
We got the Stars.
Mavericks
they
suck.
suck right now.
Stars suck.
Mavericks don't suck right now. They're fucking doing really good. It's just not being talked about.
Yeah,
much.
Fat Luca.
They're not doing that bad, man. They're not. It's funny that the only reason we're not talking about how good they're doing is because of how the Cowboys got in the playoffs
Let's
and how
look
they
at
got
this.
exnated.
Let's see where they are in the standings.
Exnated.
They got exited.
They did. We're going to talk about that too in a little bit. We're going to do some sports in a little bit.
Standings in the Western Conference. Dallas are in 5th place.
The Mavericks are
Mhm.
in their division, so they're at the bottom of their division.
No,
or
in
just
the conference.
Well, see, that's not bad.
That's not bad. I'll roll with that. The Rockets are last. Thunder second last. Who's above us?
I think we beat the Thunder last night, didn't we?
Well, you should. They're 14th.
No, yet we should always beat the Thunder because of what they did to us. Those were some badass basketball teams, man. And then they just all went other places.
The
Like-
Rangers should do something this year, right? They just spent a shit ton of money on
that
all
guy.
sorts of crap. They're bringing all sorts of players in.
We'll see. I like the direction that they're headed, but
The
I'm
Rangers?
also
To hell.
still mad at them. And
I
but
spilled drink on
if they continue to spin big like they're doing, then I might kiss and make up this season. We'll see.
Did you see
Still haven't been.
what was tweeted today?
I haven't even gone in there.
The
No.
Globe Life?
Yeah, I haven't even been in the Globe Life because I'm so pissed.
It's a sarcophagus, right?
That's what it looks like.
Have you seen what they put up today?
On Twitter, what'd you say? On what?
Yeah, it was on Twitter.
The Mavericks?
Let me see if I
The
can
Stars?
pull this up. Dallas Stars jersey. I want you to
New
see this
Jersey, huh?
this new sweater.
Huh?
I think this is
New hockey
tonight.
sweater?
Yeah, they're doing this for tonight. The game tonight.
All right, I'll check it out on Twitter.
Let's see. Hold on.
This is
I'm
this is
pulling it up.
interesting pod.
I've got it right here. You ready?
Yeah,
It is Texas Rangers night at the Dallas Stars game, and
and they're
there's
wearing
your-
those. That's cool.
they're wearing these Texas Ranger jerseys. But the new ones, those are the old ones. But they're baby blue.
Do other
With the red
cities do this
lipstick.
type of thing?
I don't know. Why we gotta trick shit up?
That's tricking it up.
That's tricking it up. You walk out, there's already a Rangers hockey team. So that's confusing as shit.
Yeah.
Then you walk
What
out.
if they play
and
the
you're like,
Rangers?
Are they?
I don't know. Maybe. That'd even be more genius if they played the Rangers.
I don't know who they're playing tonight. Let's go look.
So are they just going to do this on everything now? If they like a movie, they're going to be, Book of Boba Fett. Busters.
Book of Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
No, they're playing Calgary or Montreal. Montreal.
What would be the shit if one of them did Man City?
Or Man United.
Or Man United? We could have a derby here.
We could.
A home run derby.
Weren't the Rangers brought here in 1972?
Maybe.
That's what
That's a good question.
Barry's asking. Let me use DuckDuckGo for you.
Our
I've started.
sponsors.
I've started using this, and I'm not going to.
Disclose why?
No, the reasons I'm using it aren't for like what people are saying, like oh you're conservative and you need to use DuckDuckGo and all this because you're being censored and blah blah blah. No, I pulled it up one day and was looking for something, and I kept seeing in Google that they actually had blocks on there saying this content has been removed as a copyright violation or whatever, and I'm like, why? What? Why has this been removed? Why has this taken off? And I was like, well, let me see. Let me go over here to DuckDuckGo and see what happens. And I saw all these results I've never seen before.
Really?
None of them are ranked. All this stuff came out, and I was
Yeah.
like, what? And I want to say it was something over The Mandalorian.
Really?
Like they just put a bunch of stuff up that, or took a bunch of stuff down, or were blocking a bunch of stuff. Like it says, your
Is it-
results are blocked.
Do you think majority of it was that you were seeing was Star Wars because it maybe some kind of
Well,
legal
I was on
like
a
a
VPN.
contract went off?
I was on a VPN too, so that
Or
could have been
expired?
part of it because my VPN shows me that I'm in Canada most of the time, and that could have been part of it. But I was like, we're still North America. We're still cool. We're friends. You should be able to show me any and everything. And then fired up DuckDuckGo, and it was like all these results and
Yeah.
stuff I've never seen before, and none of it's ranked, power ranked.
I fully expect Google and all the interwebs, web browsers and stuff gets real sketch in the next few months, just because of the elections. They're gonna be getting all kinds of dicey. You're gonna be like, "What the heck is going on here?" because I think they're losing control and they know it, and which I happen to think is a good thing, that they're losing control. Personally,
Well, I'm doing a test for right now. I'm gonna do
It's
it. I'm gonna
just a
keep it up for a
test.
couple of weeks and see if I like the results. But so far, I've been blown away.
yeah, I use it. I use it, but that's more because of my middle finger to the CCP.
China
Yeah,
or
Would-
Russia, the old Russia,
yeah.
the old Soviet Union. Is that who you're pissed at? Fuck you, old Soviet Union.
I don't know why anyone would hate anybody from the Soviet Union. Every Russian person I've hung out with been as fun as shit. They're crazy as fuck.
Most of them
But
are
they're
extremely
fun.
crazy, but they are fun. Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. You're right. So anyway, Friday Night at the Ridgely was let down, and I've got to say this: what is the Ridgely doing? Like,
I don't know. It's 3 venues now.
yeah, and the shows, it's like they're just booking whoever to show up and make noise that night.
That's probably what they're doing. There's probably
We're
not
struggling.
a lot of people that are wanting to go out there and play, and you already have a lot of bands that aren't fully playing again yet, and so I imagine they're just doing whatever they can, booking anything they can right now.
I don't know. You've got a lot of bands that are back on the.
You do.
I know that playing that room is both those rooms is kind of a sense of, oh, I'm sorry, you have to play those rooms, type thing. Like that's lower rung.
It's not. It sounds good.
They do. They sound great. They look a little stupid. That room we spent most of the time in annoys me for some reason. I feel like I'm at the cafe in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Like it's all the paint scheme and everything feels weird, and it doesn't feel like a rock and roll venue.
Yeah, it kind
It
of
feels like I'm in a 50s diner.
Yeah, or you're at a pool hall like billiards or something, and it's just attached to a bar.
Yeah, like when you're
like
watching
a music venue.
What's that place down the street? The pool place down there by Bennigan's.
Volcanoes?
Yeah, we'll go with Volcanoes. I haven't been there in a while. Is it still open?
Who's gonna play Volcanoes? Us?
No, that's what it's like
Oh.
going into that joint.
I thought you were like, let's play Volcanoes.
Um,
Yeah, there's something weird in that room,
mhm.
and it's I don't know, but I think that places like Ridgely that are kind of out there on their own, they're just doing whatever they can. I think it's a little. It's not easy at all for these venues, for any of the venues, Mass, Lola's, anything around here. You know, it's not easy right now as it once was, and so I can imagine for a place that's kind of out there. And there's what else are you gonna go do out there except eat good sushi? Is that Ginger Man still out there?
No, that's been gone for a while. That's been torn down. There's nothing really on that side of town. Closest other thing you have, venue wise, would be the Rail.
Yeah.
There's that new speakeasy down on Camp Bowie.
Yeah.
And the Wild Acre.
I gotta stop saying yeah.
The other Wild Acre down there. Yeah.
Also.
Also. Yes. Yeah. I don't think of anything else. You're right. All the other venues and bars are doing it right because they're all clumped together.
I don't know. I had a good time. I thought the music was pretty cool too. That some of those guys were having a lot of fun jamming, and that's what I like seeing.
The second band was cool. That Dank.
Yeah,
it was interesting.
And
the guy's voice kind of got on my nerves. I'm not gonna lie.
That Hank 3 sound.
Yeah, it kind of got annoying. So I got tired of that real quick. But it was cool. Like what they were doing was very interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then as far as our friend's band, Jason's, I forgot the guy's name. Is it Dan?
Dan? Yeah, Rock and Roll Pussy.
Yeah, he's his band is you don't ever. Sometimes you go a while without seeing a 2-piece, you know, and they're a cool 2-piece. Seeing that bass player just enjoy the shit out of that bass and just playing it like a motherfucker, you know, that's cool. It's cool seeing that, how much fun they have. But were there more bands playing, or was it just them two? Because I thought there was a whole like 6 bands or something.
I thought there were two.
Wonder if some of them
Wait,
got the
were there
Omni.
not any bands playing when y'all got there?
I got there like 5 minutes before you did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It wasn't. That was about as crowded as it was when you got there. Like, I didn't see anyone that would be another band or two. But it gets kind of weird because you got other bands loading in the same hall.
Yeah, that's weird. Because they
Yeah.
have that big Women's
Also-
Alliance Festival going on. It was all female fronted bands. That's what was happening in the other room. And it was like a rock for women or something like that.
Oh, I thought. So when we went in there, they had already played the show, and there were some kids just up there jamming.
No, there was a female up there
Oh,
that fronted that band.
what?
Did you not realize that?
I guess I didn't notice it.
You didn't notice that on bass that was a female playing?
I don't see genders, man.
You don't see pronouns?
I only see pronouns.
No, you don't see pronouns.
Oh,
you
I
don't
don't
you don't
see-
assign
yeah, I
pronouns.
don't see pronouns, man.
Huh. Interesting.
Was it really a bass player?
Yes. Well,
I
if
thought
you-
it was a high school band just getting up there and jamming.
If you want to see metal,
If you want to see some metal,
this
you need
weekend
to
is the
learn to
week.
speak some metalese.
Yeah. This weekend is the weekend to go see metal on Friday night. Southside Music Hall.
What's going to be there?
Impending Doom, O Sleeper, and War of Ages.
Oh, yeah. That would be a good show to go to.
Fort Worth band O Sleeper that the Fort Worth Weekly never talks about. Let's see, they have 196,000 people following their Facebook page. But we won't talk about them because they're not that big a deal.
I don't. Maybe they just need to be exposed to them. Like, you don't want to be a music reporter and go check out bands and stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to understand these national bands that are in your fucking scene that you should be writing about. I've talked about. You know what? Fuck this.
What if the harder beat
Let me share
missed
this.
out on Pantera?
Learn like the Dallas Observer. Never wrote about Pantera.
Yeah.
At least the Dallas Observer always wrote about Metal McConaughey. Like they were everywhere.
Yeah, War
in
Beast.
that one. Yeah, with War Beast. I'm gonna send this in a messenger to Johnny right now. Let's see here. This is good potting too, isn't it? Let's see. Anyway, I wanted to talk about. There was something I wanted to get into. I had this whole segue built up.
Yeah, we left off on the weekend.
And I don't
we were
remember
kinda
what it
shooting the
was.
shit. We're still kind of shooting a shit. Do we have show notes, by the way?
Yeah, there's some up there.
Okay.
Thanks for
so I
checking
don't
them
need
out. I appreciate it.
I don't, so I don't need to. Busted, huh? I don't need to get the notepad out.
No, you don't need to
Okay.
get the notepad out.
Because I wanted to add a segment. It's weird things that Dustin might know, but probably doesn't.
Okay, awesome.
And I think I'm going to have you stumped on a few of these.
Sweet. So Saturday night,
And then I was going to open it up to the chat room for the rest of the show. That was going to be my contribution, and then I was going to let them just decide what we did. That would have been my
Susie,
show
that's no
notes.
good.
So, Saturday night.
I started a new little photo project that I'm not ready to reveal because, like I said, I got this brand new camera. It's a whole new beast. I needed to do some shooting with it before I went to the game on Sunday. So I started this photo project, and it's gonna make its way known over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
you're gonna have to be a helper in
Fluffer.
this.
They're called fluffers.
Okay, we'll call this a fluffer because I'll talk to you about this after the show too. What it is.
Okay.
Um,
So I get to know, but the chat room doesn't get to know.
not yet.
Not yet. We're packaging it.
Not yet. There's a couple of people in the chat room that might know about it, but we gotta be cool. We
We're
gotta be
packaging it.
cool.
Putting a bow on it. Throwing it to next week.
So started this photo project, and I had to do some stuff. This is the reason you're going to help me out because it has to do with shit. I can't say that. A lot of it takes place in Arlington.
Okay.
Okay, so it's right down the street from your house. So you're gonna have
Yes.
to come out and meet with me on these weird weeknights because that's when I want to do this. Here and there, not a whole lot. Probably get Susie to meet me out there too.
Will there
just
be a
so-
movie?
There will not be a movie.
Okay.
So driving around Arlington, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna cut by the stadium real quick. This Saturday night, playoff game versus the 49ers on Sunday at 3:30. Cut by the stadium, start cutting around there at Collins and Randall Mill. There are fuckers lined up to tailgate at 9:48 p.m.
I'm not surprised.
on Saturday night.
I'm not surprised.
There were people sitting out there with their space heaters and their lawn chairs out,
Yeah.
starting to tie it on.
And then they just got kicked in the nuts.
Which I am going to go ahead and proclaim this, and I hate to do this because I had some respect for this team. 49er fans, you win. You fucking win. You are now the worst fucking fans I've ever been around in my life.
Well, that's
Ever.
why they're always getting in fights with Oakland. Like, also, when Oakland and or LA plays San
Used to play at
Francisco,
Oakland.
there's always mass brawls. I think there's been shootings and shit.
So there were fights. We saw fights.
Yeah.
We saw people throwing shit at each
Also.
other. Had to have several people before the game even started removed from the building for trying to get handsy with the girls. Walking through the crowds, trying to touch them and
Oh,
rub all
man.
over them and
Shit.
do all sorts of stuff. The girls were freaking out at times. And I understand coming in here and boasting and being all, there was a lot of red in that crowd. It was probably 50-50.
Wow.
Really close. Like, I don't know if you can tell in the broadcast, but the cheering was insane. But these, by far, are the worst fans I've ever seen. I've never seen brawls out there. Never. Until this past Sunday.
Well, we almost got in one.
Yeah. That was a Redskins game, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Years and years and years ago.
What about the Bills?
They're not.
They got crazy
No
fans.
one shows up for
The
Bills
Chiefs.
games here.
The Chiefs draw big.
The
but they're pretty
worst,
cool.
the worst were the Steelers. Yeah, it's usually the
Yeah, the
Eagles and the
Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah.
We have the Eagles
Also.
at least once a year. Steelers every couple of years. 49ers hardly ever. Once a year. Or once every 2 or 3 years they'll come out. But this was fucking ridiculous. Like, it felt, all of us, even security was like, keep your eyes and your head on a swivel. This shit's insane. To where, like, Tim and I are working security,
Wow.
protecting the girls and the dancers.
From the 49er fans and
Yeah,
Cowboy
it
fans.
was fucking ridiculous. I was super shocked that it was this bad. This bad.
Hate to hear that.
We even hung out in the locker room for extended period of time to let things thin out
Yeah.
before
Also.
leaving. Before leaving. And when we left, it wasn't that big a deal. It was kind of cleared out, but it was.
I love a rowdy football fan, but I don't like rowdy out of like the guy that drinks way too much, comes in from out of town, spent his whole like half of his salary on his family to go to that guy and he ends up getting mad at everybody and storms out, makes a big scene, tries to pick like 6 fights. I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy showing up to the football games.
So there was a 49ers fan. We were up on the upper deck for one of the dances, and there's a 49ers fan that came walking up, and security told him to stop. And we needed this area cleared out so they could perform. Well, he throws a fit because he stopped, and then he starts getting mouthy with security, and it turns into like he's got 2 margaritas in his hand, but it turns into like a mini shoving match. And security pushes him back and says, "Hey, chill out or you're gone." And the whole time, through the entire performance, everything's going, "I see how it is. I see how you treat a black man around here. I see how it is. I see how it
he
is."
played the race card?
Yeah, in his full 49ers bullshit colors.
Does he think that there's no like all Cowboy fans are white?
I don't get what it is. And he's just mouthing around. He's like, "Where my brothers at? Stand up with me. Come on."
Trying to start
And
a
the whole
riot?
time we're sitting there watching him, like, security starts pulling out cameras. We start pulling out, I'm taking pictures of the guy just in case something happens. I've never had to do this at a game, but when we're walking through a crowd, I ran video the whole time
just in case.
just in case something happened because it felt super uneasy.
That sucks.
Super uneasy. I was more comfortable walking the streets of Dubai than I was at this game this past weekend. There was a time where I was like,
Which we looked it up, Thomas. It is dangerous. There's some ghettos and stuff in Dubai to
Yeah.
avoid.
it
And-
was.
and Dustin did go down those streets. We settled the argument.
I feel safer in Chinatown in New York City than I did at that game.
Oh.
And I thought that, like, there were times
And that's with Corona crawling around.
2 a.m. in the Bronx, I felt safer than I did at that game. There were times I was like, man, someone could just shiv us right here, just go nuts. But there were guys. I like rowdy fans, and I like
too.
crazy fans, and I
Yeah, I
like
do too.
people that are passionate. But you don't. We're in a time of Corona. You don't run up to these dancers' faces and start screaming,
I want to bang you.
fuck you, I'm a 49ers fan, fuck the Cowboys, blah, blah, fuck you, you stupid whore.
Whoa.
You don't start saying and yelling shit like that. And
It's
you
not
don't start
polite.
trying to touch them and grab them.
That's definitely not polite.
So, you
What are we
now
clapping for? The 49ers
49er
taking the
fans
position?
for taking the position of the worst fans
You're going to award them?
I've seen at a game. And I don't understand why the Cowboys decided to go with a whiteout.
Who
In
knows?
white, the alternative 49er jersey is white and red, correct?
I don't know. That game was a bore. I was done. 2 drives in. Went and took a nap.
It wasn't boring there,
Yeah, because you were under fire.
but
You had people running around with their rape tools out trying to touch women.
I don't understand. What's a rape tool? I don't understand
dong.
what.
That's what a cop told me once.
Oh, really?
Outside of I think it was Texas
reached
Billiards in Arlington or something billiards, something like that. Cop said I had my rape tool out because my fly was undone.
Oh,
My pants weren't
did you go?
done.
Did you go
I
spend
didn't
time?
have. I'm sorry.
Did you go to jail?
I did not
Did
that
they take
night.
it to Mansfield?
I did not go to jail that
Oh,
night.
okay.
I had a good friend that did, and we were up all night trying to get money for his bail because his mom said she couldn't afford it, and it was only like $250, the bail.
Can we talk about officiating in this game? Did you see any of that bullshit?
I heard about it on the radio.
Terrible.
It's,
They made it clear that the NFL didn't want the Cowboys going any further this season. Totally made it clear. And if you can't tell me that these games aren't fixed and rigged when it comes to playoffs,
Maybe
the whole weekend's been full of fuck ups from the refs.
I bet there's no.
this game,
I
there
bet
was
there's no
3
positive
clear.
COVID test for the teams going on.
I bet you there's not either. I bet you there is not either.
Mm-mm.
COVID probably won't even be talked about from here on out.
Nope. I heard about the officiating. I saw some of the officiating, but the thing is, the Cowboys always get bad calls. They always have, and that game. But that being said, that game though, we wouldn't have won if we didn't have all those penalties. either.
No, but at least make the game fucking fair and fun. Don't
It's not good when you're.
it's not good
The
when,
first play of the game, you have a pre-snap penalty. The first play of the game. That means the game hasn't even started yet.
yeah, and it's not good when the I don't know what's going on here. The crowd is chunking shit at the refs, and the refs, as soon as that game was over, they did not want to
took
stick
off.
around. They
Yeah,
didn't
they
want to give
ran.
them one more second. They were like, we're out. And they took off sprinting and
I
had
saw that on
cops
the,
surrounding
I saw that on
their
on the
dressing room.
broadcast.
Their dressing room's right down the hall from us, and there were cops surrounding their dressing room. And I'm like, you're in the tunnel. You're away from fans. It's not like fans are going to come down here and just run right into your dressing room and go nuts.
That'd be wild.
But you talk about there were a bunch of things yelled into their locker room.
Oh, I'm sure there was.
They fucked that game up.
McCarthy dropped hints that they got hosed by the refs too. So did Dak.
That Cincinnati game was fucked up by refs.
What is
The day
it? What's the
before.
deal with refs right now, man? They've always been bad.
They're
but
all
I hate
old.
them, but
Get them out of here. Line them up just like we should do everybody up on Capitol Hill and fire one bullet and see how far it goes.
just test it out.
Oh, no, that's not my theory. My theory is put them on a bus and then that bus just disappears.
Yeah.
Rolls off into the sunset. We don't know where they go. But yeah, refs are, I don't know. Me and Tim kept talking about this. How the fuck do we have all this technology around all these games, but first downs are still done by a stupid chain gang?
Yeah, seems like they would have an app on their phone or something that could take a measurement. I know my phone has it's like the ruler thing.
Yeah.
I can do a quick measurement if they need me to.
How do
My
you
phone.
not, like, the placement of the 49ers, that last possession they had, or second last possession, the placement of that first down was horrible.
It was.
It was a yard short, or they gave them an extra yard. Or like they made it inches, and it should have been a yard away from being a first down. The whole technology behind that. You're
Yeah.
so proud on this league being so badass and being so technologically advanced, but yet you're using a stupid fucking chain gang and a guy that is in his 60s that doesn't have good eyesight spotting the ball.
chain gang.
That's what they call him, the chain gang.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they need to look into getting some younger blood in there.
Or maybe using some sensor technology.
Some sensor
some
technology that
fucking
didn't the EPL use
Microsoft.
Does the EPL use sensor?
The
technology?
NHL has chips in the puck so you can follow it on the screen and know exactly where it's at and what's going on. I mean, they still
Who
go and
knows?
check if it's a goal, no goal. And what the fuck is the point of having New York on the line at all times to tell these refs what they saw and what the call should be? In the playoffs, that's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
New York's on the line and can go straight to the ref and be like, you got that call wrong.
So that's another set of eyes that looked at it and said, "This is the right call."
Yeah,
Like some
on all of
dickhead.
them. Like the ref standing in the way where you couldn't down the ball, or standing in the way so the play didn't
Twice.
get off.
Twice. And both of them were important times, weren't they?
Both of them were very important times.
Yeah, that was crazy. You know what I'm sick of hearing already? McCarthy's got to go.
Yeah,
No,
that's
he
everywhere.
doesn't.
That's everywhere.
Because listen, the first year he was here was the COVID year. So this is the first time that he's had a kind of a semi-normal season here. So we're just going to run a guy out of town because the first time, and we still had COVID issues. We had key players. We could have gotten a better seating, with the whole thing, or like what do they call it, home field advantage and stuff. If we didn't have players out left and right with COVID, so it's still something that he's never had to deal with. And the same with the other coaches. His first year, though, like you want to shit can him after that? That's horseshit. You know who I think I'm getting done with is Kellen Moore.
I'm done with him.
Kellen Moore needs to bounce.
His
man.
dumb. Some of those plays
He's done that all
called
year.
Are weird.
All year he's done that.
And then the only thing that really paid off was the was it fake field goal?
Fake punt.
Was it a punt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Punt.
And that worked out. But that stadium was booing, like was loud as shit.
They should have. They should have booed.
When
That
they
was
were
a-
lining up to punt, and I was like, "This ain't gonna happen. There's no way you can punt the ball right now with this much time,
The thing that's
or
funny
this little a time."
is all last week I said, no, I don't think the Cowboys are going to win this game.
I didn't either.
And it's because the inconsistency is the main concern with the Cowboys. Secondly, the matchup was terrible in favor of San Fran, big time. That defensive line and our hurt ass fucking offensive line getting switched in, switched out. I don't know how many of the offensive linemen played the same position all season long.
I don't know either.
It's been a what do you call it, a merry-go-round. Anyway, those are the two things. That's the reason the Cowboys lost. We weren't consistent, and that's what scared me the most.
I just wanted the game to be more fair.
Right.
I didn't think they
Let-
would win. I didn't think they would win, and it sucks. And I going into that, I really didn't.
Let me say
Let
one
it be
more
there,
thing
but-
too, while we're sportsing it about the Cowboys loss, and you knew it was coming as a Cowboy fan, though, right?
What that they were
Like
gonna
every
lose?
Cowboy fan that I know, that's not just a Troy Aikman fan. I've been with the Cowboys since Troy Aikman. Not those people, but the people that have been born and raised Cowboy fans like us. We all knew. We all knew we weren't going to win, and but to steal a phrase from one of the greatest radio personalities ever to come from the earth, and he happens to be from the DFW area, Mike Reiner. The 49ers might just be that damn team.
They're not getting past Green Bay.
That defensive squad, if what's his name still, if he's healthy again, which he came out of the game for that hard hit and got the concussion, they're badass.
They go to the
So-
Super Bowl. I'm out.
You're not going to watch it?
No, I lie. I'll watch it.
The only thing that
The halftime show's worth it enough.
the only
See
reason,
Dre out there. Come on.
yeah, that's
Gonna be
gonna
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That might be the only reason I watch it. But I don't know. They have something that they have the last two games. I know they've had not the greatest record, but the San Francisco 49ers, they came out with swagger. Like freaking just something might be clicking. Just they might have that special thing. That's what I'm thinking. You're right. They're probably going to get clobbered by Green Bay, but
Yeah, I don't think
It's-
I don't see him getting
I
past
would
Green
not
Bay.
be if I was a Green Bay fan. I wouldn't be a fan of that game that I just saw. The 49ers, what they did to the Cowboys, because our defense
sucks.
didn't suck, but that game it did. Like something was exposed.
I don't know.
Actually, it's always exposed, but
They always are kind of sucking.
you should go be a beat writer. And you'd be like, "Why does your
No.
defense always suck, Mr. McCarthy?"
I could have walked in there yesterday and just chewed them all out.
Should have said
Should've
I was
said-
acting more brave than you guys.
Why are you
out in the
guys letting
stands."
these refs leave this stadium alive? That would have been.
You ever thought about killing a ref?
You ever thought about killing one of these zebras out here?
That's what we should do. The ticket did, not to mention the ticket again, but the ticket did 1940s reporter guy. We should do just old backwoods Texas interviewer. Hey, you think if you'd have got some more first downs, maybe you would have
Yeah,
won the
man.
damn game?
Do you think San Francisco can get past Tampa Bay?
I don't know. I think they're going to give them a better game than people think.
I think the championship's going to be Green Bay, Tampa Bay.
It can't beat Green Bay. Oh, the championship.
The
The
championship game.
NFC championship. I do too. If I was a betting man, I would say that. I'm just saying that San Francisco isn't like let's say Arizona would have got in. They're not like Arizona in that they're just gonna fart and fall down.
Yeah, Arizona just
This
that was a big fart.
yeah.
And fall down. They had that
Also-
whole season looking good, and then this December hit, and they shit the bed.
That's what I'm saying is San Francisco is a little bit more than that, I think. Like San Francisco is not like Philly either. Philly didn't deserve to be there really either. They sucked all year.
No.
San Francisco has a team that could come alive, especially if if they're healthy. Problem is health.
So the other side of the ball, AFC,
AFC,
the championship. Who you think?
which was it weird seeing the Patriots lost? It hurt my brain
No.
just seeing a playoff
Yeah.
loss to the Patriots.
Everybody has
I'm like,
said
what?
you need to watch out for the Bills this year, and they turned it on.
The Bills have been good for a while.
They had some shitty games this year.
Did they?
I lost some
struggled a
money
little
against
bit?
them,
Yeah,
or with them, going with them.
they were kind of streaky
fucked-
too.
Yeah.
But that could have been because of COVID, them taking players out.
That's
'cause of
okay.
COVID.
COVID hit the whole league. Everybody had to
COVID's
deal
not
with
an
COVID.
excuse.
COVID's not an excuse.
And watch it'll go away now
Tennessee and the Bills is my championship matchup.
with them.
Yeah.
So
You have Cincinnati, the Chiefs, Bills, and Tennessee. I don't see Cincinnati getting past
No.
Tennessee.
yeah, I'm gonna say the same. The Bills and the Titans. You don't think the Rams got anything? You don't think they can throw blows at Green Bay or
They got
Tampa
to get
Bay?
past Tampa Bay this weekend. That's their first.
The Rams and Tampa Bay are playing, and then the
Green Bay and 49ers are playing on Saturday.
okay. It's gonna be a good weekend of football. Football.
That's us sporting.
Hey, what's
That's
that
with our sporting
EPL
pants on.
standings at though? We can go over that real quick if you want.
Yeah, we can. It doesn't bother me like it
I'm
does
just
some
playing.
people.
You don't have to do that.
Okay. I don't have to text when my team is looking good
I don't either.
constantly. Yeah, you don't. As you just sit atop the EPL.
Yeah. Was it 15 points now?
Is that what y'all are up?
I think.
Is
It's
that the
close.
spread?
Which is crazy because it was pretty even. Everybody was behind Chelsea for a little bit, wasn't it?
I fucking hate Chelsea. Not my sister. Let me clear that up. Not my sister.
Does your sister
The
listen?
team. No, probably not.
Do you think someone's gonna be on here and go? I'm gonna go tell Dustin's sister that he said he hates her on the podcast.
Probably.
That'd be a wild call.
It's five games between you and Liverpool.
Oh, I thought it was like 15.
No, it's 5 points.
No. Still,
wait.
that's a good lead.
No. It's 11 points. I was looking at the wins. The
yeah,
columns
points
are
is
weird.
11.
11 points, yeah. I'm used to looking at my app. And usually the points are first. The points are last on this. So, yeah, 11
Points
points.
for 6.
Points for 6.
Another ticket reference.
How far are
Ticket
we?
heavy tonight.
God damn it, we're 12 from Chelsea. What's West Ham doing in 4th?
Don't mess with those guys.
Why? Am I going to take on
Don't
half
need
of
that
Iron
firm.
Maiden? Speaking of which,
You don't need that firm.
segue. Birthday talk real fast.
Your birthday.
My birthday was yesterday.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you,
again.
sir. I got a package in the mail from our buddy Marlon.
Yes.
He got me a book, and as we're talking about West Ham United and a band that supports that team pretty hardcore, that'd be Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
And he got me Adrian Smith's new book, which I had no idea that the guitarist for Iron Maiden was such a huge angler.
I didn't either.
Like, he's a giant fisherman. And
So you started it?
no, I haven't yet. I read the...
I haven't started
I
my
read the sleeves.
Judas Priest book that he gave me for my birthday 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So tell me when you start that, and I'll start mine, and then we can swap them because I'd like to read that one too.
Okay. I read the sleeve here, but it talks about how he grew up. This is the one that cracked me up. He said Adrian got hooked on fishing as a child growing up in East London, plundering palms and bomb craters. They fished bomb craters?
Huh. I guess so.
But when he goes on tour, he takes a bunch of tackle with him.
That'd be like a pond, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And as he's gotten to fish the world
That's
as he's been
awesome.
on tour. So when they came through and played
Jeff-
Starplex last time, we went to that show and covered it.
Yeah.
He could have walked over to the Trinity right there and been fishing.
Jeffrey Lord
Have a
should have
good
done a
day.
show with him, man.
Yeah, Jeffrey, next time
The
Iron
On the
Maiden
Hook.
comes through town,
What is it?
you
Off
need
the
to reach
hook or
out.
on the hook?
Yeah, you need to reach out to Adrian Smith and freaking sit down and talk fishing. Never talk Iron Maiden. Never say a damn thing
Just
about
fishing.
Iron Maiden. Just talk about fishing.
I'd listen to that show.
I would too. But yeah, this is all about it's my life as Iron Maiden's compulsive
Marlon's the
angler.
greatest gift giver ever.
Marlon is, man. He finds these crazy ass books that are awesome.
My gift for you is still in shipping, which I got to tell you something.
It's sitting off a coast
Yeah.
somewhere.
Guess what I got? I've never had problems with Amazon that unless it was me selling something until today. And I finally ordered a phone case because my phone case is poop.
Oh, I need to do that. Thank
Like,
you for
can't
reminding
really
me.
tell, but this phone case sucks.
I need to get
But I had to get a new tablet at work,
Mhm.
and the IT guy, I was telling him, "Hey, what case should I get?" And he said, "This is what I live by." And so I got that sent, and it was I bought it right then and there. I was
What's
like,
he live by?
I can't remember. It's like the model that I got. This is funny. Is the unicorn,
Okay.
and I can't remember the name of the company is though, but it's called the unicorn. Anyway, I ordered it immediately, It showed up and it shipped. Everything was fine. I went to go pick it off the porch after work. Nothing in the bag. It didn't even look like it had been sealed. Like it looks like
Did it fall out?
someone might not have it. Yeah, I guess I'm
Like it
thinking
maybe
it fell
fell
out. Like it
out?
wasn't taken off my porch. Because why would someone take the time to open something up, take the phone, take the receipt that they put in it, or the phone case,
Uh-huh.
and take the receipt and everything, and then leave the bag, the worthless bag?
Huh.
So I'm pretty sure that it fell out in delivery, and the seal wasn't. The seal didn't work.
Oh, it wasn't together?
Yeah, the seal wasn't together. So someone at Amazon got a.
Did you send
new
a
phone
little
case.
thing? Did you send them a thing?
Yeah, I
and
sent them a
say, "Let me
thing.
get it?"
We'll see if they
Mhm.
do the right thing. They say they are.
They normally
Because I
do.
think it's a drop shipper. So
You make $1 zillion. Why wouldn't you just make it okay?
I think when you're a drop shipper,
Costs, what,
Amazon just
14
takes
bucks?
care of it. They're like, here, it's
Yeah.
part of their charges to the drop shipper.
Shipper. One more thing, real quick. I want to go back to the Cowboy game. Did you happen to see this Don Huffines ad that was played during the game?
Yes.
You did see it?
Yes, I did see it.
What? I've got it
And-
here. Should we play it? It's
Yeah, go
34
ahead and play
seconds
it.
long.
But have all his ads, man. You're like,
This is
"Ugh."
out of fucking control.
Yeah.
How is this on TV? How does this get approved?
No,
Like,
go-
what network? Like, what was the game on?
CBS.
CBS approved this.
And
Local,
we're not
Channel
done
11.
talking about sports real quick in the game.
Oh,
'cause
we're going to talk
something
about
else to say.
Tony.
Yes,
I'm glad I did not listen to that.
I am so sick of him.
Rhymes with Romo.
Like I can't. I don't like the way he announces now.
He's gotten stupid.
Annoying.
Way annoying. It's like since Madden's died, he's like, I got to take that throne
Be annoying.
and be fucking annoying.
Yeah.
All right, here's the Huffines ad.
I mean, also.
This is crazy. This is fucking crazy.
Only one number to remember, and that's 4.
Hold on.
Florida is kicking our butt. It's embarrassing. They're beating us
That's
with
great
their
audio,
leadership,
man.
and they're winning Super Bowls. I'm Don Huffines. When I'm your Republican governor, Texas will stop the illegal invasion at our border, and I'm not asking permission from the federal government. We will put prayer back in our schools, restore our culture,
I thought
and
they
the
were talking about
Cowboys
the
will get
brother that
another
has the
ring. Our
mortgage
best
company.
days are yet to dawn. It's time we got our swagger back.
Don Huffines, conservative Republican for Texas governor.
It's the best audio I could find. But did you hear what he said at the beginning?
Play it again. The very beginning.
The very beginning. Listen to this. He's talking about Florida and how they're kicking Texas's ass. Listen to this. Hold on. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up.
Only one number
Okay.
to remember, and that's 4.
Ignore this right here.
Florida is kicking our butt. It's embarrassing. They're beating
Florida
us
is
with their leadership, and they're winning Super Bowls.
Just do that in there. The Super Bowls. What about the hockey team?
They're
too?
beating
Tampa
us
Bay
with
Lightning's
their
a pretty good-
leadership and they're winning Super Bowls. If he's governor, he's going to bring the Super Bowl back to Texas.
So stupid.
This
That's
is
so idiocracy. It's idiocracy.
And this guy looks like he should be a Grand Moff in Star Wars. Like he should be Grand Moff. He's
Yeah,
Grand
you're
Moff
right.
Tarkin's brother.
You're right. He's that's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
It's stupid.
It's stupid, and his brother's mortgage company commercials are stupid too.
He has a brother?
Yeah, he has the mortgage company, and I think he's got a. He used to have a furniture store or something too.
Really?
I think.
Huh.
What's the guy's last name again?
Huffines, Don Huffines.
Isn't there a
Huffines
has it.
Ford
Yeah, Huffines
or
Ford,
something like that. The
which
car
I
dealer?
think that's the politician though.
Yeah, Susie, that was a real ad.
Yeah,
A totally real ad. Oh, Robotuner says Huffines Chevrolet.
Huffines Chevrolet. Yeah,
Yeah, one of them. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I don't think you have to worry about him winning.
No, I don't think so either. He looks like he's about to die, like he's about to stroke out.
He probably is. Probably means that much to him.
Dear 6 pounds, 9-ounce baby Jesus. So Saturday night, I come home from. I had some issues with my new camera, and I came home. I was stressed out. No, this is Friday night. I was stressed out as hell.
After the
Rock and Roll
went out,
Pussy Hole show.
you didn't seem stressed there.
Oh, I was. I was totally stressed out and freaking
Done.
out. Like my mind was racing. I had to fix some stuff. I had to figure some stuff out. Like I said, this camera's a whole new beast. It's a different level. feel like I'm learning photography all over again.
It's not that bad.
It's not, but so it's mirrorless, right? Well, I'm going to try to make this brief and dumb it down, but it's a mirrorless camera. The opening is different than what Nikon used to have. So you have to have an adapter if you want to use old Nikon lenses. Well, for some reason, you had to upgrade the firmware in this adapter. And I was like, why? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you upgrading firmware in a adapter that I thought was just wires connecting from one set of pins to another set of pins? Like, what's going on? But it wouldn't work with the new camera. So I was freaking out about that.
Is that just one way for Nikon to make a little bit more money?
No, it's free. There's a free
Oh, it
download.
is?
You just gotta. It's a pain in the ass to set it all up, but I
Oh,
got it
okay.
all set up. I came home, and you texted me at about 2 a.m. That
I thought the world was ending. I
was
saw that
like-
right when it was posted.
I went, who the fuck is texting me at 2 a.m.? And I look over, I'm like, huh? And you're like, check out Twitter, man. Go look at this. And it was, you sent the satellite imaging of
There's two.
the small island offside of the main island of Tonga exploding.
I thought it was over. I
That
was
volcano was insane.
Yeah.
So then, as I'm working, I turn on the news on the TV, and I have TweetDeck open, and I'm just watching
All the cool ass
all
imagery.
stuff come out.
Then the
tsunamis.
tsunami started right about the time we discovered it.
Yeah, tsunamis were coming up on the island, which everybody's like, we need to go to, sometime in your life, you need to go to the Maldives, you need to go to Bora Bora.
Are you getting out? Any small Pacific islands or any small islands period that are out in wherever?
Tsunami kind of freaks me out. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's not a good way to go, probably.
And I started looking for how far the tsunami was going to travel, because they started putting alerts in Hawaii. They started putting alerts in Japan. And then I was like, well, between Tonga and Hawaii is Bora Bora. Like, it's right there, just south of there.
Engulfed.
And I'm like, man, can you imagine laying in one of those badass,
just relaxing,
rentable, relaxing that's over the water,
all of a
and
sudden
you're
you'd
just
see
like,
the water draw out.
the water disappears, all that beautiful, clear, pristine water draws out, and then all of a sudden it's just mud nastiness rising up, and you're like, what the
Scary.
hell?
Yeah, the thing that was crazy was how far away the impact could be felt and the sound could be heard.
There were
was people
kids
in New Zealand that
yeah.
said that it sounded like someone slammed a car door shut.
There were kids in Indonesia shooting something, and they all freak out because it sounds like a 12 gauge going off. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's a long ways away.
I was freaking out for a minute or two. I was like, that thing looks way big on the satellite. If there's a couple of more of those, we're in some trouble, is what I was thinking.
Then the next morning, I woke up.
It was all a dream.
And yeah, it was all a dream. Whatever time I finally woke up, because I was up to like 3 or 4, watching all this stuff and trying to get stuff updated. When I woke up the next morning, I was like, well, let's see how things are. And then they show like Santa Cruz, California, and the boat docks. The tsunami hit Santa Cruz.
Isn't that crazy?
That's ridiculous. I keep saying ridiculous, but
it was a ridiculous event.
Have you gone back and looked at the map of that island?
Uh-uh.
Someone posted on Reddit, like, finally the clouds
Tongan?
cleared and they could get a satellite image over it. And that volcanic island, no one lived on it.
It was
'cause
underwater,
it was
right?
active. No, there was a lot of landmass that was above water.
Okay. But the blast was below water.
The
wasn't it?
blast was below water. Island's gone.
Just-
History gone.
I wonder where it went.
They say it all just
sunk in?
imploded in on itself and went, when that blew up underwater
That's so scary.
and blew everything out, everything around it just went to hell.
Wow, that's scary.
I was like, whoa. And then there's a ton of satellite photos on Reddit of the surrounding islands and
It's
how
weird.
underwater they are, and how, like, everything a few days earlier,
Uh-huh.
the satellite images of the area are everything looks nice and clean and white and green plants and everything. You can see roofs, and now it's just ash covered,
Wow.
black and dark.
The coolest videos was the ones that the satellite ones where you could see the sonic boom and how fast and how far that thing was traveling.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, that's way crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy stuff. It reminded me of This Is the End. The Joe Rogan or not Joe Rogan, the Seth Rogen
The
movie.
Seth Rogen movie. Are you ready for Yellowstone to blow?
Man,
You got your provisioning ready?
no, you saw it. I have a
You-
rope and a light.
You have no food, no water, no nothing.
I'm gonna be one of those bandits that go jack people for their food,
I was talking to a coworker today.
like with a gun, and like, hey, give me your food. Not,
yeah.
I'm not gonna turn tricks.
He
Well,
was
who knows? If I'm desperate, I guess I could.
talking to a coworker today, and he went and stayed at a house down in the Hill Country this past weekend. He went down like on Wednesday. It was a guy's like kayaking, fishing, hunting trip, and he was telling me about the house they stayed in, and how down there in the Hill Country where everything's really rock, you can have basements. It's not like up here where everything's shifting and moving.
There's a neighborhood in Arlington that has a bunch of basements. When I was in high school, it's Johnson's old house. And my
Did they hold up?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It held up though, and no cracks, no nothing.
Oh, I don't know.
Because that was always the issue around here.
I was a kid, so I mean, it could have.
Well, down there, you're like, if you can build into rock to where it's not going to move,
Man,
into
that's
the mountains
crazy.
and stuff. But he said that this house had two 30,000-gallon water containers that they collect all the rainwater and
Runoff.
stuff, runoff, and filter it, clean it, filter it, and everything. But that was down their basement with another little room full of food and stuff, and then they have like a place to stay down there. But up top there was this. It's cool as shit. Like they built, instead of just a normal fireplace, it's a big round pit in the middle of the living room,
Huh.
with a giant cone on top of it going out to the roof for the chimney.
Yeah,
And
sounds cool.
it's like 4 foot tall, or 3 foot tall, but cemented all down. And you just put your wood and stack it on top of that. He's like, no smokes in the house because it's all getting sucked straight out.
Right.
And it's the coolest looking
That sounds
fireplace in the
cool.
middle of the house. I was like, this is rad. It looks like those fire pits, like when you go to a big, like a Brazilian steakhouse or something.
Wait, did he use one of those apps to book it?
No, it's a buddy of theirs' house.
Oh,
So it's not publicly available.
damn.
But then I got to thinking, just gotta get a place down there. I don't know
Fredericksburg?
where. Well, this down by Kerrville, Ingram.
Anywhere out there.
Need to just get down
Go
there.
all the way to Llano, man.
and
Past
just
Llano.
Build out a place.
Is it
No
funny
one lives
that
alone.
you hear more now about like trips going to places like that rather than, hey, we're gonna go to Vegas this weekend, or we're going to
Thanks, COVID.
New Orleans. Yeah, I think more people are just going out and doing some cool camping and stuff.
Well, all the guys I work with, they do that stuff all the time anyway.
I've
go out on
noticed
these
it
trips.
with other people too, though, rather than just my circle of friends and your circle of friends
I need
and
to
your work buddies.
I need to bust out here in a week or two and
I do
head down
too.
there. I need to go down to Fredericksburg / Kerrville area for a weekend and just get
Yeah,
away,
we
detach
should.
for a bit. Just drive out there.
I just invited myself on that trip. We should.
Set the truck somewhere up and just chill. That's what I need to do. Another fun thing that happened on Saturday was the standoff in Colleyville that made international attention.
It definitely was a big story.
Weird.
Yeah, that's not the.
We have friends
where
that live
did the,
right beside that
Where
thing.
did the animated Muhammad incident happen?
That was in McKinney, wasn't it? Or
Was
up
it?
north somewhere up there?
Okay.
Allen.
It wasn't Colleyville though.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that was wild. Right down the street.
We have a buddy that lives right next to that joint, right next to that place, and he was the one sending text that alerted me, and then I
That's
sent
how
it
you
out to
found
y'all.
out about it?
Yeah, like rises going down.
He's like, some shit's going down.
Everybody's being told to leave their house. Something's going
Oh,
on.
he got
There's a hostage
evacuated.
situation. He didn't. He was on the edge.
Wow.
Yeah, on the edge of it. But it's a hostage situation going down.
It didn't sound good at all at first.
And the live stream was up. They left the live stream up so you could hear that dude. And man, listening to him, I was like, this is not going to end well because the shit he was saying was scary. You know, I said goodbye to my children. I said goodbye to my family, and I'm here to die. I'm gonna die. I know I'm gonna die. And it's like, whoa.
He did.
He did, but he kept being cool. He's like, I don't want to hurt anybody in here. I'm just I need to talk to my sister. I need to bring up attention to my sister. And it turns out that lady wasn't even his sister. His real life sister, that terrorist lady that's being held in the Fort Worth.
He's probably just an obsessed fan.
Well, what they were saying was that it could be a sister religiously.
That's probably what he was meaning.
What he was meaning, yeah.
So terrorist?
Was he a terrorist?
That's, I mean, the
was that a terrorist
mainstream
activity?
media, and I think Mushmouth and Mushbrain, Oatmeal Brain Biden was not coming out saying that it was a terrorist at first. Like when he came and addressed
if you take a bunch of people hostage, and you have
an agenda,
an explosive, an agenda, that's the definition of a terrorist.
That's what I would think.
So, did you read in the timeline of how shit went down? Like, okay, so Colleyville gets there first, right? Doesn't really know how to handle it. You know, it's this whole situation. So then they pass it on to Fort Worth, and they bring SWAT in, which Colleyville has their own SWAT because of them and Grapevine have their own SWAT because of how close they are to the airport. So all the local SWATs come in, then news gets out through the police network. Dallas dispatches their officers to all the synagogues in Dallas just in case something goes down, just so there's a presence. Well, then they contact, I guess since it's now a hostage situation with explosives,
FBI.
They contact the FBI. FBI brought 70 people from Quantico straight to a jet, take off, and land in DFW and come to Colleyville within 2 hours.
You think there's a little bit more to the story than we know?
Quantico's a far ways away.
I think there just might be
that
something
timeline
that we don't know.
Yes, because that timeline doesn't make sense. You went from Quantico, Virginia, to here, to Colleyville, and were set up and ready to go within 2 hours? That's insane to me. 70 people? That doesn't make sense to me.
Wonder if they were on different planes or if they were all on one plane.
It said they just loaded up one plane and flew them down here. Flew them into DFW. Direct. They had total, from what I was reading, is they had total air clearance to fly wherever they needed to get here ASAP.
As soon as possible.
And when they got into DFW airspace, air traffic control shut everything down, put everybody in a holding pattern to get them on the ground.
Yeah, I think there's more to the story.
That's pretty crazy. I would imagine the flight from Virginia to here would be 2 hours long.
I'm just talking about the presence of all these.
Oh, the presence of everybody.
Right.
And then they were immediately on the phone with the White House. The White House was monitoring everything, and then contacted Israel and contacted London.
See, that's...
And it's like, what? Because I guess his kids lived in London. They had already traced all that out, figured out who he was, what was going on. I mean, he said who he was. You could hear it on the live stream. But he was...
Was he missing before this?
I don't know.
Or anything? I'm wondering if he was already on, like if they were on his trail and, oh, he showed his head. Let's get him.
I don't know. Supposedly he'd been in a bunch of protests and protesting her
release.
Wanting her release. There's a lot of people on that side of the world that think she was wrongly convicted.
Did they find bombs?
I haven't heard that either.
I know they were looking at a bunch of them and said that they thought there was some.
And none of the guys that were being held hostage have said anything.
Man,
like they've really talked about it. They've interviewed a few and they've said, thankfully I'm back with my family, and he was a disturbed man, and blah blah blah, and may he be with God or whatever. And that's all you hear. You don't hear any details. They squished everything down.
What happened? Did he kill himself, or did they get
supposedly on Saturday night they flashbanged and went in and
shot him?
pop. Yeah.
That's another reason you need to watch this show that I'm watching.
Yeah. To learn how to.
The SWAT on there is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll love them.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, and I agree with you. If I'm feeling what you're dealing, I'm pretty sure that there's way more to the story than we know about than some crazy guy that just decided to go into a synagogue and hold everybody hostage.
It's crazy that it happened right here in our backyard.
That is crazy.
And it's crazy that it literally is in the backyard.
What if
of some
he
of
had
our
like
friends.
a tactical nuke or some shit like that?
It was a whole 24 scenario. That's
kind
what
of was.
That's what I kept saying the whole day. It's like,
it
this is
just
just like an episode of 24. Where's Kiefer Sutherland?
And the longer it went, the more you're like, this is not going to end well.
When that live stream link came up and it got passed around, and you start listening, and it took a minute, and I was like, okay, this guy's. At first, I thought he was going to be a MAGA, Trumper in there saying a bunch of stuff, and I was like, okay, this guy's not.
The media was mad too. They're like, damn it!
That's probably why there's not a whole bunch more talk about it, except for the day it happened, and the day after. But he wasn't a MAGA, so I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, he doesn't sound American. He sounds British.
I thought he sounded like
Middle Eastern.
Not Middle East. Well, yeah, Saudi Arabian.
You could hear that, but you could also hear the British. You could tell he had been in England.
Oh,
for
you're
a
talking.
while.
See, I haven't watched it was ripped already by Tom.
Oh, you got on there and listened?
Right.
Yeah, when I was listening to the live stuff, you could hear.
I thought you were talking about his name, like the way it was
No.
spelled and everything.
No, just him talking.
Yeah, I haven't heard
Listening to him
that.
talk. You probably won't now,
Doubt it.
unless you get on Live Leak or some crap and hunt it down. That's the only place you can find cool stuff. But it's wild. That was a wild time.
Yeah, it was a wild weekend.
I stopped listening to live stream because it disturbed me. I was like, this is not good. The way he's talking is nuts.
Did you watch the Church of Christ video?
Did I watch that video?
I didn't. I saw where it was going, and I saw the first guy walk out, and then I was like, I'm not gonna watch this guy gun down, like his point of view of gunning down a bunch of Muslims.
I did not watch that. I watched him go up to the door.
Yeah, but
and I was like, I
that's
know where this
pretty
is
much
going.
where I stopped, and it was such a nice looking mosque, and you could tell there was no hate in the first person that comes out. There's no hate in his eyes or nothing.
No,
I'm
they're
like,
like,
dude,
"Hey, how's
fuck,
it
I'm
going?
not
Hey,
watching
what's
this.
going
I'm
on?"
not gonna watch a bunch of good people get
Mhm.
slayed. I don't like that stuff anymore. I know we have to watch it sometimes to keep ourselves
So
grounded with what reality is.
remember when the internet was first getting going, and Faces of Death was a thing, and everybody's like,
could
"Oh man,
rent it
look
on
at this." You could
VHS.
rent it on VHS, but then you could start finding like weird videos of
E-Bombs
shitty
World.
or Banged Up. We'd go to Banged Up and watch stuff. It was always either weird death or weird sexual stuff, and just how it was shocking. But
Yeah.
you're like, okay, this happens.
Yeah.
But now,
That's why our country's so mentally ill right now.
here's the problem: is the stuff we used to seek out on the internet or go randomly come across, the violent stuff, is now the same shit they just show on the news. Do you remember growing up? You would never see a dead body on the news ever. They would be censored or blocked or whatever. Now you turn on the news and they show, like when the explosion went off in Afghanistan when the troops were leaving. They just showed mutilation everywhere.
Well, that's a product of Twitter and social media and stuff. They have to do it because there's so many phones that have the video and it is available.
But you can still, you don't.
They're not going to edit it when you can see it on Twitter unedited.
That's one of those things. If someone wants to see, you shouldn't be showing that graphic of video on the evening news when people are eating. Like around that time, Or like around when kids or families are
agree.
around, where the news
I
could
agree.
be on. That let people have the choice.
So
to
this
go
is
see
a
it on Twitter.
narcissistic statement. Then you don't like that it interrupts your meal. Not you're not.
Yeah,
you're
that's what
okay
I'm
with
pissed
the
off.
fact that people
Look,
are seeing
I'm
these dead people. And
I'm trying to eat spaghetti.
You're trying to eat some spaghetti.
And fucking you're showing me mutilated bodies. No, we've now reached a time where that is just shown on TV.
That's why we're so
willy-nilly.
mentally ill right now.
I 100% agree with you.
It's crazy.
You start seeing so much of this stuff, but yet we live in a Bible Belt where you can't look at a woman's breast on TV
or smoke weed
on TV. Well, I guess you can on TV, but smoke weed. Period.
Yeah. Period.
Nudity's weird. Which would you rather your
Can't
kids
eat
see?
at Chick-fil-A on a Sunday.
Here's the question. Well, I hate chicken. Would you rather your kid watch 1 million people be murdered on TV in their, like, from birth to 18, or a pair of tits every once in a while?
Pair of tits for sure.
Exactly. But yet, sex is so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It caused so many issues.
Well, it's
No,
because there's such a
the reason
religious
sex
back-
is
there was
bad
such a
is because
religion-
religion has shut it down and made it so weird.
Yeah, and religion was so big in America when it first started.
Yeah.
So that's why we have these crazy over the top censorship policies. Whereas like you go to France, you can see anything. You can see your neighbors
Yeah.
fucking and just be like, "Hey, you have a good one. You mind if I watch a little bit?"
Dude, I got to looking something up the other day. I was watching.
Does that remind you of something you
yeah,
did?
it did. I was watching Lone Star Law.
I'm a cuck over here.
I'm a big fan of Lone
Cooking
Star
some
Law.
barbecue
You ever
chicken.
watch Lone Star Law? The
It-
game wardens that run around and
Is it
bust
old?
people and
Isn't
do
it
stuff.
old?
Yeah, the show's been on forever, but
Is there new ones?
yeah.
No. Where's it on? What's it on now?
I don't know, Discovery,
Is it
TLC,
stream on
something like
something
that.
now?
National Geographic, something like that. But
Is it reenactment or is it real?
It's real.
Okay, I'll have to check
It's
it
like
out.
Cops,
I
but
love that stuff.
with game wardens.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen the show.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know it was still on.
And they do a lot of wildlife stuff and junk, all over Texas.
They have one for Alaska too, I think.
Yeah. Well, they roll up on this couple that's in a car at a
Getting after it. I've seen that on,
on
one
a
of those
lake,
shows too.
getting after it, and they're cool with them. They're like, hey, yeah, just stay in your car or whatever. It's all good. And they just kind of, we just want to let you know you look suspicious sitting over here. We want to make sure everything is okay, but y'all are fine. Just, they were the people were camping in their car.
Yeah.
And they were nude when they rolled up. So
Nude. Whoa.
So you kind of, they put two and two together and whatever. But that was cool. Well, then I got to looking up the law of
Saw is the law.
what Texas does about sex in public.
Oh no.
There's a 10-year. You could if the judge decided to throw the book at you,
You get 10 years
you get 10 years.
for indecent exposure or sex in a public place or both.
How you get 10 years is if you're near a school, or you're near a church, or you're near.
What if you're on a public campground?
I guess the law reads weird. Like if you're in your vehicle on a street or on private property,
Uh-huh.
but it's still public accessible, it's okay. But if you're take the street out. If you're on a public street that's publicly accessible, that's not okay. If you're in a parking lot that's privately owned but publicly accessible, they can't really do anything. They can give you a warning or whatever.
Wow.
If you're in a campground, okay, whatever.
What about
Nothing to be
spanking?
said. Yeah, it's all forms because it says in there.
So you could
it
go
co- it
jack off
covers-
in a church parking lot and they can't do
No,
anything about it.
because it's a church.
Oh, you could go. That was weird.
It's very
It was
crazy
not a
all over the
Freudian
place.
slip.
It's-
so yeah, but what I'm saying is you could go to a parking lot of a restaurant, spank, and if they caught you, there's nothing they could do except tell you to get lost.
The
Owner could trespass you.
the owner could get you for trespassing. The owner can press charges against you because it's private property if they choose to. But if you're
Walmart parking lot.
you can camp in a Walmart parking lot. So
This sucks. I've got to go to the bathroom. Again.
It's crazy. The thing is crazy.
It is crazy.
And like there's all sorts of
That's Huff Fines, Texas, right there.
well, and I got to looking at I clicked out of that and I looked at this lawyer's talking about it. He's like, most of the times when you fight it, it's gone. Like it'll be dismissed. Most judges dismiss it because the laws, because of it being in the Bible Belt, are so all over the place, and they're so conditional, depending on your geolocation of where this happens.
It's nuts.
But and
Absolute
he even
nuts.
says 99% of the time the cop won't even fuck with you. They'll just tell you,
Zip your pants up. So
get out of here. Give you a warning, tell you to get out of here.
madness.
Yeah.
Madness we live in.
Very, 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 very much madness. But you can't shoot a donkey either. You're not supposed to shoot wild donkeys in the head. I found that out on
When you shot one.
I found that out on the show
On Texas law?
on Texas Law. Yeah.
Check it out, man.
Where are we at on time?
You said it's on National Geographic. Nat Geo.
Susie, what's it on? Animal Planet.
Animal Planet? I don't
It's
have
on
that.
Animal Planet.
Damn it. I don't have Animal Planet,
I want to
man.
fuck you like an Animal Planet.
Jeez.
Well, it's a lyric. I just added planet at the end of it.
Man. You don't have to portray your love for me in such an aggressive way. That manner.
Do you
Oof.
want to do your list?
now.
I've got COVID talk, but it's not regular COVID talk.
Okay, we can do that. Do you want to have a chat with the chat room? Because I got a TT.
Yeah, I'll talk to the chat room. I'll see if they have any questions while you were TTing. Susie really wants to go to Bora Bora. Hurry up and TT. Barry has seen it from the ISS, the explosion. People actually do watch the evening news. A lot of people do. In fact, David Marr is the #1 evening news anchor in this country. Lone Star Law. I also looked up the requirements to become a game warden, and I technically could become one. So I should retire from AT&T and just become a game warden, or work for the Parks Department. Found out this weekend that the Parks Department is always hiring people and always needs people. So I should retire from AT&T, set up shop at a park with all my camera gear and just have fun, right? Right? And RoboTuner. No one will be watching us. Why don't we do it in the road? My cousin was a game warden. I'd like to become a game warden. It'd be fun. I just don't want to get into too many. All the game wardens on the show seem really cool and really laid back. I just don't want to be one of those that are in weird situations where I have to confront a bunch of stupid ass rednecks all the time. I don't want to do that. I just want to be cool and be like, hey, you can't fish here. Hey, you got a fishing license? And I may not even, I don't know. You see some of these guys, they don't really want to have to give people fines, it seems. Like they're just like, I've got to give this to you, man. I'm sorry, but you don't have a life jacket, and I got to give you a fine. I'm sorry, man.
I walked in on the
You
wrong
could be
part. I walked in
drowning.
and I got to give this to you.
I got to give this all. Open up your mouth. What?
Jesse was there?
Yeah.
How you doing?
So I got a list from Barry. You got a list from me. I've got two things I want to talk about COVID, but it's not normal COVID talk. I found this interesting. Since COVID has begun, a study done in Germany suggests that faith in God or in a higher power has greatly weakened since the pandemic, especially between the Catholic and Protestants in their country. It said
Damn.
here that the study they did found that 15% of the participants surveyed, and they don't say how many were surveyed total, but they said 15% of the participants surveyed during the first wave of the pandemic said that they had lost faith in God or a higher power due to COVID-19. and that during the second wave, another 21.5% had lost faith. When did you lose faith in God, Matt?
Sorry?
What? When did you stop believing in a higher power? Was it when COVID-19 hit?
No.
Was it
not.
when you saw Deicide for the first time? in
Deicide.
concert?
And I was told by Deicide.
Yeah. Trent Reznor screamed at me in 1994 that my God is dead.
I freaked out, man. I was sorry, I zoned out. I was looked down to see if you're wanting to do the list. Looked down, and sure enough, I looked up home brew kits or something, and
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm silly like that. But yeah, that's sad because I think religion does serve a good purpose for people, you know, and for this
For COVID-19 to be
to
killing.
take it out of you. I could see where it would though. There's so many bad things that have happened to so many families right now. You know,
Maybe that'll.
since the COVID thing, and this gets back to how mentally ill our country is right now. We
Yeah.
are in trouble.
It's weird. Do you, after listening to several things, several things happen. Oh, shit, where do we go with this? After listening to several different shows that have talked about mass, what is it called?
Psychosis.
Yeah, the mass psychosis that happened to the country when COVID-19 hit. Do you feel you're on the outside of all that and have been on the outside of all that?
I do. I felt like that it's weird because we've gone from being completely laughed at, made fun of, kicked out of shit, just
Hated emails.
hated emails just for speaking our mind of what, like our show was put together as two guys pretty much just hanging out at the bar.
And just
They're available to
shooting the
talk
shit.
about anything they want to, and it's weird that we're at this place now, and then we're at this place now where people are starting to wake up a little bit. I think it sucks because it's sad because so many people are sad right now and have a lot of anxiety because they're starting to come to terms with how fucked up everything is.
Well, I have family members that were just like sheep.
Oh, I did too. I
That
had
were
family
just
and
like,
friends.
I've got to get this
Shit
right
ton of
now.
friends.
As soon as it's available. I'm signing up even before it's available
say
to make sure
majority of
I'm
my
one of the
friends.
first people. Like they're getting in line for concert tickets.
I'm
like,
I would
just
say majority of my
relax.
friends are like that.
Relax. It's gonna be there for you when you want it, if you want it.
I think that has to do with the blurred lines that people have drawn between anti-mandate and anti-vaccines. I'm gonna get I'll do it when they get the shit figured out. But this is too dangerous to do, to just go and trust these pharmaceutical companies that have dicked us over and over and over and over again.
When I got sick, did I tell you what when I did the teleconference, what the nurse asked me? She asked me, if you've been vaccinated, and she goes, "Have you had the booster?" And I was like, "No, I haven't had the booster." She goes, "Good, don't get that."
That's the
And
thing.
I was like, "Whoa!"
It's funny because I heard that on one of the podcasts that I listened to, that if you really want to know what's going on with COVID right now in the medical community and how they feel about it, you talk to nurses, because doctors are shutting their mouth.
Well,
and the nurses are telling the real story because and these boosters that came out, the shit's hitting the fan with those.
Well, it's pretty well documented that doctors have received money from Pfizer and Moderna and all that to push stuff. It's always been that way. Even like my family doctor I used to have for years. He'd go there, and if you felt a certain way, he'd be like, "Oh man, we have this new experimental drug.
You need to watch Dope Sick."
One of the pharmaceutical companies, they had a rep come by the other day and gave us these samples. You want to try this sample out and see what it does and see if it helps clear you up? See if it helps clear you up. So I'm a fucking guinea pig, on this. And that's kind of what.
I'm not going to, this is no spoiler here. But there were pharmaceutical companies, and I don't know which ones, but they have this on Dope Sick that were coming in, and the samples that I've always gotten from doctors' offices were always like allergy medicine.
Mine was for Extends.
Well, they do give those samples too, though.
They do. They do.
But
give them-
one time I tried to talk a doctor into doing it, and he was like, "No, I'm not giving you
Yeah.
fucking Viagra samples." And I was like, "Why?"
well, I'll just go to the corner
He's like,
store
"That
and
could
get
cause
some
real problems
extends.
for a young man to take that." But anyway, so but they were given oxycodone and OxyContin. Pharmaceutical reps were coming in, dropping off samples, and doctors were just doling them out. And that was a plan of the pharmaceutical companies to get these patients addicted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Pfizer has
Yeah.
that giant class action lawsuit, and so does Johnson & Johnson.
There's a ton still
has
going
that giant
on. There's only
because of OxyContin and
one
the
of
way
them
they
just got
rolled it out.
judged on, right? I think one just got.
Yeah, it was billions.
Yeah,
They lost billions in that. They had
but
to,
they're
or
still
pay
in the
out
middle
billions.
of all, and then they're going after
So
the
much.
pharmacies too, like Walgreens,
Yep.
and which I don't know how I feel about that. The pharmacist and the techs and stuff like that, they're not there to see how your mental health is and if
No.
you're on drugs or
They
anything. So it's not really their
They
job.
never talk to you.
Right.
I get a class 1 prescribed to me, and that I have to go up and sign for, and all this crap, from Walgreens. I never see the pharmacist. I see, one of their assistants there
That
that are
might
just
not
there
be
to check
what the
me
case is about, though. If you think about it, it might be about business dealings with like other things that went on that were behind the scenes
out. Oh,
with CVS, Walgreens, and the drug companies.
Well-
Because surely they're not going after the pharmacist and the pharmacy tech, like you said. That's just like
pretty weird.
right. That'd be wrong, I think.
That's like, I don't know. You're going after the middleman there, and
Not
it
even the
shouldn't have
middleman,
started that.
really the worker of the middleman.
Yeah, the worker of the middleman. That's kind of strange. Well, today, I don't know if you saw this, but Oklahoma City had a big freak out.
What happened in Oklahoma City?
Well, there was an explosion there several years ago, 1995, 1994, 1995. I almost remember that. And then
I knew about the explosion.
about 10 years ago, the basketball team from Seattle moved to Oklahoma.
I knew that too.
Okay, you knew that.
Yeah.
You know these facts about Oklahoma City. The fourth,
That's about all I know.
the four major healthcare systems released a press release. Or they had a press conference today, and it's basically talking about how much overflowing they're having because of this new surge of COVID, and that they were reduced in beds last year. So they have gone from not having enough room to now really not having enough room in their hospitals, and that they're kind of freaking out. It's a big long.
Is FEMA not going in and giving them like
Well,
temporary?
Biden also said he was going to dispatch National Guard to help out with these situations, but
Oatmeal brain.
yeah, I mean, if you pull up to a hospital and they tell you to go over here to a National Guard, and there's some 18-year-old reservist standing there going to do COVID health on you, you're going to trust it?
No.
I mean, they're not a doctor. They're a reservist soldier or a National Guard soldier, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it just says here that
I wouldn't trust Biden for anything.
It's-
He's never mind. That's a better
basically,
story.
I'll just sum it up in here. It says your local hospitals are trying to adapt the best we can under these circumstances. Unfortunately, between our four health systems, we have hundreds of coworkers in quarantine, unable to come to work, or are unable to come to work due to their kids being out of school and there's no child care. This has crippled our already limited staff. Nurses are having to stretch and care for several more patients than they usually do. Basically, it's devastating the whole their whole health system up there. And it says down here, just we need to be mindful of the people that really have issues that are coming in, stroke, heart attack, whatever, or trauma. And it says in here, please be kind to our caregivers and coworkers. Patients are coming to us struggling to cope with life stressors, and violence against healthcare workers is now at an all-time high. Our caregivers are wounded from this 2-year battle and are being asked to work under unconscionable conditions.
Ugh.
Please be kind and patient with them.
Who released that?
This is the Oklahoma's, their four healthcare system: Integris Health, Mercy Hospital, Oklahoma City, OU Health, and SSM Health St. Anthony.
Dang.
So when this was released, there was a huge, and I tried to find good audio of it, and I couldn't find. It was like choppy. It's like people were shooting different things at the press conference, but these nurses came out and had a press conference of their own, and it's like you said, it was all nurses. There were no doctors out there. It didn't look like unless they were hidden, but it was the nurses coming out and saying, we're tired, we're worn out, and these fucking pharmaceutical companies are making billions, and they're not helping the healthcare system out. They're pocketing all these millions of dollars. Where the fuck is this going? Why can't you give it to us so that we can better this and hire more staff and get more people in here, or, build a nursery on the property so that these healthcare workers can come to work and their kids can be taken care of, blah, blah, blah. The nurses came out and made this huge speech, and it was really, really, really good. If you get bored or want to look up, just hop on Twitter and you can find it.
I bet you doctors and medical directors and stuff are going to start getting.
This has always been a problem. This medical system and insurance has always been an issue in this country.
But I bet you have a few brave doctors that are about to start stepping forward and saying, this is fucked, instead of do what we say. See, this is the thing, too. Did you hear about, they got to do something about the mainstream media. I hate to harp on it all the time, but they have to present truth. They have to stop this game they're playing. Whatever they're doing, whatever it is, whatever agendas they have, they got to let it go. Because just this week, it was, I think, Joe Rogan, this big on Twitter, everybody was freaking out because there was like over 400 signatures of doctors that came out and said.
I wanted to talk about that. What he's saying is wrong.
Right. Did you hear how much the majority of those signatures and stuff weren't medical doctors at all?
They weren't medical doctors.
They were like college instructors and shit.
College instructors
and psychologists and
reps, pharmaceutical reps.
Yeah.
And a bunch of them on there were dead.
Yeah.
Were dead people. They just made up this list of people that were coming after Joe Rogan for spreading misinformation. I've listened to a bunch of his shows that he's had with these different doctors and these different people that know what's going on, just to hear it from the horse's mouth, so to say. Like we talked about the interview a few weeks ago with Dr. Robert, what's his face?
Malone.
Just to hear it from their mouth and not hear it filtered through news outlets,
right?
Or pass, or go read a story on Forbes, or go read a story on the New York Times of how the writer spent the interview, bent the interview his way. I wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth. He not once has Joe Rogan on there said, I want all of my listeners to go out and do this. You should be doing this. You should be doing that.
Even with the ivermectin thing, he was like, "This was not I didn't take horse medicine."
Yeah, it was prescribed to me in a packet, and there's a reason that other countries are prescribing it to their people, or you can buy
Japan.
Those blister packs of them, and it's ivermectin in there with a bunch of other stuff that you're supposed to take, and it's supposed to help you out. That you can buy in Asian countries, in India. You can have them shipped over here, but. Not once has he ever said, if you get sick, you need to go take this. It's always like, this is what I did. And I have this stuff at my disposal, kind of like what I've talked to our friends that are in the medical field. If you have this stuff at your disposal or you have it available, why not do it? Why not? What's it going to hurt? If it's prescribed to you from a doctor, going to a veterinarian or a feed store and buying ivermectin is not what you should be doing. But if a doctor prescribes it to you or it's available, why not do it? It's just another tool.
Yeah.
But he's never in all these interviews, he's never once pushed, this is what I did and this is what needs to be done.
What's really aggravating is when you hear about these families who've had someone that's close to death and they are begging to get ivermectin or something and the doctor refuses to prescribe it. And the patient just keeps deteriorating. Like, why not?
What's the
Anything
damage?
now.
What's the damage?
What's it going to hurt?
What exactly? What's
The
it hurt?
narrative.
You're not you're not giving them meth.
It's gonna hurt the narrative.
It is.
And the pharmaceutical companies aren't gonna
Well,
have a
they're
stranglehold on
probably
everybody.
getting money. Like we've said, I know for a fact my family doctor growing up, looking back, was getting money from pharmaceutical companies in his pocket. You could see it.
Well, they take him on trips. They do all kinds of other stuff too.
They definitely did that because he lived across the street from my grandparents in Colleyville. And he was always flying out and going on these golfing trips with these reps and these different other doctors and these pharmaceutical reps and stuff. And he was always talking about it. And looking back, I never really put two and two together until, you get to thinking about it and you're like, oh shit, that's exactly what was going on. And that's why he kept wanting to push this weird stuff to see what would happen, or here's you some samples of this, here's you some samples of this, see what happens. I don't know. It's things need to fucking change.
I think they're going to. I think, like I said, it's sad, but I feel like a lot of people are waking up and like really.
I think people are breaking out the mass hysteria thing too, or the mass.
Yeah, they are.
There's a lot of people that are starting to be
because when it becomes individualized and stuff, you have to deal with something in real life, not on Twitter, not on Facebook. You have to deal with something in real life. All that narrative bullshit that you've been following, all that virtue signaling you're going to do gets thrown out the window because you're trying to live. You're going to do whatever.
Who the fuck is going to go
people are coming on the other side of that and realizing.
Do you not think about it and go, well, I'm about to go get my 6th booster. What is this doing to my insides? What is this doing?
It's terrible for the immune system. It's absolutely terrible.
Like that doctor said, he's like, there is straight up studies that show that it takes your T cells.
And it's not just this. It's
and it
all
suppresses them. And those T cells are
vaccines.
supposed to keep you from, or what, fight and ward off cancer. And so people are starting to show up with cancer because they're taking these boosters and stuff, and the T cells aren't there to fight it, and it gives cancer a way to just come in and fucking take over the body.
You know what I've heard a lot of too is I've seen a lot of stories of people going to the hospital with brain bleeds and stuff.
I've heard of that.
So this is the whole reason that I said, there is a separation between anti-mandate and anti-vaccination. Those are two different things, and as long as the media conflates the two, and the public just keeps eating it up, and the government throws it out there, it's going to get worse.
Yeah,
because they took a poll today. I saw somewhere. I don't know who took the poll or where or what, but I saw it on several different Twitter handles, and 50% of Democrats right now that were polled said that there should be some kind of government intervention where they make people stay in their houses, like you're blockaded in your house,
like they did in China,
like they did and they're doing in Australia, some New Zealand, and how they did in China.
So I've talked about this on the show. What I don't get is if all this is happening, okay, all this is going down and it's such a big deal, and we're so worried, why are we still having these sporting events? Why are we still having these massive concerts? Why are we having these festivals? Why are we having these huge gatherings? I'm totally against. Everybody knows on here for fucking 9 years, all we've talked about is live music and going to concerts and stuff. Love that. There's something you need from that. But you can't just stop this shit for a month. I know the NFL isn't going to stop, and neither is college football because they've got too big of a cock they swing around.
Don't you think that would, if they
Hill.
did that right now, don't you think that if they shut everything down, are you talking about like a full lockdown where everybody stays at home, or just the big mass
Stop
events?
These giant massive events.
Gotcha.
Does there really need to be over 100,000 people in AT&T Stadium without a mask on?
That's probably not safe in normal conditions.
Yeah. Look, this time of year when flu's going around, it's probably isn't safe, but yet let's cram them all inside of a building where you don't open the doors, you don't open the roof. Everything was sealed up the other day. No air's blowing through there. Over 100,000 people, no mask, and everybody just being, I'm gonna do what I want to, when I want to, however I want to.
Yeah, several times a week over the holidays too. You had the high school playoffs going on. You had college
Yeah.
playoffs, and you had the Cowboys.
So just stop that shit. Just stop massive
Got
sporting
bills
events.
to pay, man. They got to pay China.
You make enough money. And here's the thing. If these players really want to fucking play football and really think they're talented enough to be a badass and really have that dream and that desire, they can take a pay cut. You can
You're
take a pay
preaching
cut.
to the choir, man. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying tonight. So, and how about this? How about China completely locking down a high-rise building
Welding
in
it shut?
Beijing, with everybody inside of it, with the Olympics going in what 3 weeks now?
Yeah. Yeah.
because of a highly communicable disease or virus that they have detected there. What?
And we have it. We talked about something that would happen last week
Yes.
to Britney Spears after she broke out.
There's a porn.
She's bam. There, I'm looking at a photo.
I guess
of
that's
her.
it. Of COVID talk.
I was looking
We're-
for that.
No more
thing.
COVID talk.
Wow.
We've been nailing some predictions actually.
You
lately.
predicted that she would be naked before too long because of just how wild she's been, and bam.
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's check that out after the show for some for show purposes, of course.
Yes, for only show purposes. This was just random Twitter. Someone's like, "Oh yeah, here we go." I was trying to find that thing with the nurses.
Does that include Britney Spears? She is a nurse scene?
Is she nurse?
Nurse play? We got nurse play here.
All right. I got a list from Barry.
All right, let's do Barry's list.
Our
and
buddy
see
Barry.
if we have time
who's
for
in the-
mine.
No, we'll
Oh,
have
we
time.
don't.
Yeah, we do.
It's 10:05.
What time is it? Oh, we still 10 minutes. Okay, real quick. He put together this list of and sent it over of albums that released in 1977, the year I was born,
Yeah.
and wanted to go through a few of these. He put together a long list. Like, it's really long. First off, the most important thing is
You don't want to deconstruct every single position on the list?
no.
Every band?
Star Wars Episode 4 soundtrack by John Williams and the
Nice.
Close Encounters soundtrack by John Williams were released. Most important, right? Kansas, Point of No Return. Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever.
Yeah.
AC/DC, Let There Be Rock. Foreigner. Styx, The Grand Illusion. ELO, Out of the Blue. Aerosmith, Draw the Line. Judas Priest, Sin After Sin. How many of these have you owned? Motorhead.
I own that one.
You own that one?
And the AC/DC and the I think
Aerosmith?
The Aerosmith.
Cheap Trick?
There, I had some Cheap Trick, but it depends on what album.
Queen, News of the World. That was the song with Get Down My, or the album with Get Down My Glove on it, I think. Right? Waylon Jennings, Oh Waylon. Willie Nelson, To Lefty from Willie. Eric Clapton, Slow Hand. Rush, A Farewell to Kings. You know, Primus is touring that, right?
No, that's cool.
Primus is rolling through covering
Rush.
A Farewell to Kings, the entire album.
That's awesome, man.
And they're supposed to be coming through here. COVID keeps putting it off.
I'm
but
in on that show.
I think they're supposed to be coming through here soon.
We missed a show on Sunday.
What show was that? Oh, yeah, we did. Heart, Little Queen. I didn't know anybody was going, or I would have gone.
I didn't go.
I'm surprised you didn't go.
I was thinking about it, but I was also very tired. I had a very lazy weekend.
Kiss, Love Gun. Elvis Presley, Moody Blue. Pink Floyd, Animals. See, that's what's weird. Elvis Presley released an album, Pink Floyd released an album, and Sex Pistols, Nevermind the Bollocks, came out.
That's crazy. It's all over the place.
It is. The Clash. Let's see. Just rolling through here. Ramones, Rocket to Russia. Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. Bee Gees,
Had it.
Saturday Night
I had
Fever.
Bat Out of Hell.
Was that the one by Lights on the Dashboard?
The Bee Gees, my mom had. I didn't have it.
The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Yeah, she had that vinyl.
Talking Heads, Kraftwerk, Trans Europe Express. That was a
Kraftwerk.
must. David Bowie, Heroes,
Very nice.
came out the year I was born.
He wrote it about you.
He did. He said, me and him could be heroes just for
Just
one
one
day.
day.
Just for one day. This is a cool list
It is cool.
that he put together. There's a ton on
Hey
here,
Barry,
man.
do it on my birthday next week.
Do it just his
We need-
month.
Just my month. Yeah,
'Cause I bet you a bunch of shit came out just on your month. What is it?
October
October of
75.
69.
Wait.
75.
Shit, we're just giving away information to China.
Whoa. People can hack you now.
My Twitter got hacked for the first time ever.
My Twitter's. I have stopped trying to figure it out.
What do you mean?
I have to go in here and delete all sorts of shit. Like whoever. Well, when they hack me, they go follow all these porn accounts instantly.
That's what happened to mine.
So then you got to go delete them. But then the porn accounts have linked to other porn accounts.
Yeah.
It's like a weird thing.
It's like
and
a
I'm
wave
this is a
of.
never ending. Like this lady, I have no idea why I'm following someone called the Kinky Mom, but it's in my list.
Yeah,
And this chick posts gifs every 20 minutes of people banging.
and you found a new favorite Twitter.
Well,
page,
I
or
keep them
haven't you?
around so I know I get techniques and ideas.
Yeah, same thing with me, and it's been bad this last month. It's like I've been getting all kinds of even on Facebook. I've gotten junk invites. I'm like, what the fuck is this, man?
This Britney Spears thing's weird.
Okay,
Wow, I didn't know they changed the definition of racist.
what?
A racist is someone who wins an argument against a liberal.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you're a racist. Okay, so what's your list?
You want to do it? You got much more?
No,
That's about it. Out because
Oh.
we can do this out if you want.
well, I do have one more story, and I want to promote something.
You want to do that first, or you want to do this first, or you want to split them?
Well, I can. Here, I'll promote this. If you saw my feed on Instagram or Facebook, our buddy Anthony Sosa has two podcasts. One's called As an Artist, and the other one is called the Fort Worth Freedom Review. Well, he had me on a few weeks ago for As an Artist, and we had a pretty good conversation. I always love sitting down and talking with Sosa.
Yeah.
It's always having good conversations with him. It's great. And we went super long, and at the end of it, we did the As an Artist segment, but then I wanted to ask him, because of his field, where he works and what's going on, I wanted to ask him a few questions about things. Well, he just kept the thing rolling, the recorder rolling as we were talking, because I just wanted to pick his brain about school and how school is, the curriculum and stuff. Well, we went like another hour talking about that, and he cut it and put it on his other podcast called the Fort Worth Freedom Review, which is his political podcast, local politics and stuff.
Mhm.
And so there are two podcasts up that I did with Sosa. One is As an Artist, where we talked about the show, being a musician and being a photographer. And I really forgot. I've listened to about half of it, but I forgot all the stuff we had talked about. He asked the question about if doing the podcast was being an artist, if I felt like I was an artist because of the podcast. No, this is the most thrown together bullshit ever. It's pretty funny. But you can go get them on any podcast app. Like I said, it's called As an Artist and the Fort Worth Freedom Review.
Yeah, check their bands out too. That whole temporal distortions and all that. What is it? The famous locally famous records. Check all those
Yeah.
bands out because those are killer
And
bands.
they got some shows coming up that are going to be
I'm
pretty
hitting
tight.
them
We
up
can
for
promote.
oh, I can't talk about that. Sorry, I can't talk about that. So, all right, yeah, I'll check those out.
Go check them out.
Everybody else, check it out.
They're interesting listens. You get to hear me say and a lot, and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
I think
and
I've cut it down a lot this week. But I had a few where I said alsos. Like I tried to do a cover up after it was too late. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
also. So this list here, we're going to do this again. See if you know any of these. We'll call it, Didn't we have a name last week or something?
I don't know.
Anyway, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna tell you a few weird things on this weird list, and we get to guess,
Okay.
or you get to guess and see if you knew it or not, or
All right, I'm ready to do some guessing.
like you did pretty well on the NASA one. I'm not gonna lie, or the Challenger one.
I'm kind of a space nerd.
Yeah, I honestly I knew a lot of those too. I'm not as big a space nerd as you, but so this list is the weirdest small towns in the United States. Right?
Junction, Texas.
That's a weird one. It's not on the list.
Hexed.
I'm not gonna do them all. We'll probably do like 5 or 6 or
Why would
7.
you
Or we'll
ever
keep going.
name a town hexed?
So
Cut and shoot.
this place in Centralia, Pennsylvania, has been on fire since the 60s.
I know there. Yes,
In 1981, there was 1,000 people living there.
It's
and
'cause of
by
coal,
2000
right?
Right. It's because
Okay.
of coal. By 2010, there were less than a dozen, and basically, there's a coal mine fire burning beneath the town, and it's been going on since 1962.
you can go through there. I saw a photographer go through there not too long ago, and there's like roads broken up and stuff. And they actually say that like there's some areas that are you have to watch your step because it'll just cave in.
Wow, you're all over this one, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I just read. Is
Yeah,
that you can still feel the ground in some places and feel it's warm,
yeah,
and there's a bunch of sinkholes, toxic smoke going around. There's all kinds of stuff.
yeah. He did a cool like photo shoot in there. I was like, man, that's pretty neat, but kind of scary. Like I'd drone it, but yeah, he talked about the warm spots, and you'd be standing somewhere and your feet would start getting warm, and you'd be like, oh, I gotta move around.
Yeah. So in 1992, the state of Pennsylvania seized all the properties in the town and condemned it. And but they did allow the current residents that were there at the time to stay. So
Why would you stay?
they said it's gonna burn for 250 more years. They think.
Have you seen the pit? They call it like the hell pit
Mhm.
that's out in the Middle East somewhere. It's in Saudi Arabia or something like that, and it's basically the same thing. It's a coal deposit that's been burning forever, and it's just in the middle of the desert,
Uh-huh.
and it's this giant hole,
Yeah.
and it's pretty
It's-
interesting.
So, very good on the first one, man. Nailed it right off the bat. This one I actually heard of a personal account of one of my buddies going and staying in this place, and it's Whittier, Alaska.
I've heard of Whittier, Alaska. I don't know why.
Everyone lives in one building
Hunting.
in this town.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
Yes,
You
and
live in one building.
right. The reason is, I think what I heard, it was it was originally a army barracks or housing unit, and the army just left, bounced, said "fuck it, we're out," because they didn't like I guess the weather or something. Who knows? But it's 58 miles southeast of Anchorage, and everybody in that town lives in a 14-story tower.
Really?
Yep.
How weird would that be?
Very
Like everybody just lives right there. Here's the pit I was talking about in the Middle East. They call it the door to hell.
yeah. I've seen that on like a Nat Geo
Yeah,
show, and a guy goes up to the edge.
and it's just here, right here.
It looks like something from another planet.
It's just out in the middle of the desert. It's a
Looks like
giant
Star
burning
Wars,
hole.
man.
You know what I want to see?
Someone take a shit in that?
Yeah, but going back to Tonga, I want to see a volcano eruption.
That would be cool.
But I don't want to see the initial explosion. I want to see like that one that it was in Sweden forever that everybody kept going to, or Iceland,
Yeah.
where you could just walk up and camp out next to it and watch lava churn and flow out and stuff.
Oh no, man.
You
I
could sit there with your chair and watch.
So if I would like to go see a volcano too, but I know for a fact that I'm going to get a fear boner when I see it. So you're not going to that wouldn't give you crazy fear
Oh,
boner
yeah.
if you were camping next to a volcano?
Yeah, and I'd be like, take care of this fear boner.
Who would you say that to?
Whoever
Whoever's happens to be next to you
going next to me, whoever travels with me.
while you're eating some Franks and some burgers.
Do
Hey, will
you?
you take care of this fear boner for me?
I have some people I know that have this fear or have this issue that they feel like if they're in a situation like that, something would take control of them and make them want to jump into it.
See, I have that fear, except when I'm on cruise with balconies.
Like you're just
I
gonna
have a
jump
porch.
like I want to be like, I gotta jump
Like,
off of here.
If I think about it now, I'm going like just
Yeah.
replaying it in my head. But then when I'm on the cruise, I don't barely think about it.
Like,
It's weird.
Like I have someone that I'm closely related to that will not walk across bridges because they feel like when they're halfway across it, they'll have this overwhelming urge to want to jump off,
Just to see what it felt like.
or just something will take control of them and want them to jump off or something. Like their mind will just be like, you need to jump off.
Do you ever go to those places though in your thoughts, like what if like to where you can see it and feel it and stuff,
Yes.
and you're like all of a sudden the rabbit jumps over your grave, you're like, ugh.
So there's a photographer in Dallas that's a badass. He's called on Instagram High Viz.
And he
I remember
does
it.
stuff on
HI.
tops of buildings and stuff.
He sits on the edge of buildings in downtown Dallas and photographs his feet dangling off of like the
elevator
rocket
shafts
ship.
and stuff.
No, off the edge of the buildings in Dallas. Like,
Yeah,
he's just
yeah.
dangling. He's a fantastic photographer, but I'm always looking at those. I'm like, if I was in that situation, I'd just be like, jump.
Especially if you had one of those days.
Yeah.
So, kidding. We're not suicidal. At least one day a week. Manawi, Nebraska. Have you heard of this place? I hope I'm saying it right.
I don't know much about Nebraska.
Apologize, Nebraska. Manawi, Nebraska has a population. Would you like to guess?
2.
Ooh, close.
3.
1.
1.
Yep. There's one person that lives in Manawi. Her name is Elsie Eiler. She used to live in Manawi with her husband, Rudy, but he passed away in 2004. Elsie is the mayor of the town, the bartender, the sole librarian, and she pays taxes to herself. So I guess that's kind of positive. So
How do you spell that? How do you spell that?
M-O-N is in Nancy. O-W-I.
O-W-I.
Population 1. Even got a sign that says it. I guess that'd be cool.
Let's see where this is.
It's in Nebraska.
Yeah. What's it by? Is it by anything? There she is. There's a picture of her just standing by a sign.
Would you?
It looks like Telegraph. I have a picture of Telegraph. Several people that are listening to the show own that photo.
How's she look?
No, she's an old grandma. There's one building.
All right,
2
this
buildings.
one I don't think you're gonna know, and I had no idea, and I can't believe we haven't talked about this. Colma, California. Is Susie in the chat room still?
She was, yeah.
Susie, do you know what's unique about Colma? There's been 2 million people buried there.
What?
2 million people.
Why?
In Colma's 2 square miles, there are 17 cemeteries. The San Mateo County necropolis has been dubbed the city of souls because it hosts an estimated 2 million dead people and only 1,200 live ones. Back in the days, William Randolph Hearst and Wyatt Earp, who are actually buried there, they transported bodies from San Francisco to Colma to make room. That's crazy.
Huh. What's the Colma?
C-O-L-M.
O-M-A? Yeah,
Let's see.
that's Colma.
Colma. C-O-L-M-A.
Colma.
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 That's the city of souls, man. That's crazy.
Yes, it said yes, I know. Colma. What's the graveyard where all the famous people are buried, like right there around LA? It's gigantic. Thing is huge.
The one by the big Catholic church?
Is that
Or
what
was that
it's
a
called?
park?
It looks like a giant park.
That Catholic church is weird, man.
Aren't most Catholic churches? Weird.
Number 5 is kind of just what are you doing, Florida? Miracle Village, Florida.
Uh-huh.
The town of sex offenders.
What? Is that where they just send them
Miracle
all?
Village is a small housing development outside of Pahokee, Florida, that's home to more than 100 registered sex offenders. It was founded by a minister who worked in prisons. Why did no one say, hey, that's not a good idea? Like, you don't need to start housing and develop a community for sex offenders. It's
No,
not
you
something
don't.
you need to do. Unless he had a master plan and was going to get them all in there and then call you to carpet bomb.
Why would they call me? Because I have the number?
You got the GoFundMe going for Azel.
I know the number to the Air Force Base. I have a red phone in here. A phone is ringing.
All right. Oh, is it?
No.
Oh. So this one, you're probably going to know. I think I knew about it. I didn't know it was totally off the grid, and that is Slab City, California.
Yes.
A lot of photography, a lot of druggies, a lot of hippies, a lot of vets, a lot of weirdos go
Yep.
to this place. And it's supposedly the last free place in America. Did you know that?
I didn't know it was considered the last free place, but that guy built that giant hill that's got all that graffiti, that religious graffiti, and all over it.
Yes, it looks really cool, actually.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It's out towards the Salton Sea, I think.
There are 150 people there who live permanently right now.
Really?
And that's there's always squatters and RV owners that are coming in and will stay there. But
I'd like to go check it out.
yeah, I would too. I bet you get some weird looks.
Well, they're probably used to photographers and stuff showing up, right?
Yeah, so number 7's kind of boring. It's just Scottsboro, Alabama, the lost luggage capital of the world. Apparently, they get a bunch of lost baggage. So, meh, whatever.
I don't see. Where's this at?
What? Said that they
Yeah, it's
got
down there
a
by the Salton
guidance
Sea.
system for an F-16 fighter jet valued at $250,000 once, and a camera specifically designed for NASA space shuttle, and they lost it.
Whoa,
That's bad.
that is bad.
The next one I think I've heard of, but I really didn't give much thought to it, and that is Hale, Michigan. There's a town that's really named Hale, and apparently this town actually celebrates it. Like they have you can get married at a devil church. You can do all that, and there's like all kinds of cool stuff that they play off of. You know, hell, you're going to hell, and demons and stuff. Like get a demon dog or a Hell's hamburger or stuff like that, and they've really capitalized on it and embraced it.
Was it Iceland that recently renamed fucking the town of fucking?
Wait, there's a section in the phone book with PHUC that we used to prank call all the time.
No, this was spelled right.
Win fuck.
It was spelled.
I apologize, win fuck, all of y'all. I apologize sincerely
To
for
all of
that
them?
during the 90s and 80s.
Can't do that now.
Nope. You can't crank call anymore. That's it, man.
Nope.
That's my list. That's all I'm going to do.
I'm gonna close out with a happy
A
story.
prayer?
A happy story that will make your penis erect. Pictures of Britney Spears of
Oh, gosh.
no.
That's why I want to hurry this show up so we can check
you
it
see-
out. You want to do the bread test or the biscuit?
Gross. We talked about a story about 5 years ago that has been, as it says here, it's been in planning for 5 years. This is happening in the near South Side. Coming this fall, down off of Hemp Hill, and next to the Fire Station Community Center will be the Dickies Skate Plaza.
Oh.
Fort Worth will have the South Side will have its first fully open free skate park.
They don't have one right now?
No,
All the other
that's
municipalities got them. Keller,
yeah.
Haslett,
Everybody else has one. but
everywhere but Fort Worth, huh?
North Fort Worth has one. There's one in that's never used. Well, there's two that are. There's one right outside where Fort Worth and Lake Worth meet, right there, Daisel Avenue, and then there's one in North Side where all the ramps are steel, metal. Fuck that. I'm gonna skate on that.
It's not bad.
Yeah, until you smack your head on it.
Well, I mean, you should have a helmet if it's more than a mini ramp. You should have a helmet always at a skate park.
You should. But this has been they've been trying to figure it out and get it going, and they say by the fall it should be built, ready to go.
That's cool. Wonder if they're gonna theme it all cowboyish and stuff.
I don't know. A bunch of the skate. Now this is gonna be nowhere near Dickies Arena, so don't start thinking that. This, like I said, it's down on Imperial. But they say that a bunch of the different skate groups around here, the inline skate groups and the skateboard groups and stuff, are
they're gonna have a fight with the weathermen.
They're kind of helping oversee it, and they're gonna allow everything. They're gonna allow bikes and boards and inline and rollers. So it's.
You want to hear something interesting? I don't think I've told you this yet. I just found out like last month.
And you don't have AIDS.
And I do not have AIDS.
Okay.
Well, I guess I should get that checked. But my daughter is good friends with a straight up professional skater. Like he's traveling, going to contests.
Really?
She's even heard him have a conversation about the money was little. And he didn't want to go out there, and one of his friends was going, and he knew he would probably beat him. And he was like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm just gonna stay here."
He lives here?
Yeah.
I want to shoot him.
He does.
I want to go shoot.
Lane could probably hook it up. Oh, delete. What's the time code? Because I don't want her name on the show. But yeah, she can hook you up.
I really want to go shoot some good skaters. He's a
pro.
I've gone to stuff before, and you get out there, and it's like a public open skate, and there's like people just dicking around.
Yeah, let me get his name.
But
we'll stalk him.
I want to go shoot someone good, and like it doesn't have to be anything special. He could just be out practicing or whatever, and go out and shoot. But I'd like to shoot a good skater. I had some fun last time we went out to California when we actually went to Venice Beach, and there were some pros inside the bowl, and got to shoot a little bit of them. No, Venice.
Venice?
Yeah. Down the beach. It was cool. And then there were a bunch of girls doing twerk videos.
That's always great.
Right there on the beach, too. And you're like, stop.
Gotta get them views up.
Gotta get them up. Yeah.
By the way, if you're listening to us and not watching us, or watching us and not listening, go ahead and get that like button. Give it a like. Right there, see that little thumb? You hit the thumb up.
And then you want to subscribe.
You want to subscribe to us. You want to tell your friends to subscribe to us. You want to tell, I don't know, you want
to donate
your
to the
backdoor
show?
Lover.
You want to become executive? You want to become the next ePots? Or you want to join the wall of ePot fame? You go to our website.
Yeah.
Click on the donate.
You can donate us some money.
You can donate Venmo. You can donate.
Maybe we can
PayPal.
Get some new gear. Sound better. Sound good like those Fort Worth girls. What was it?
Fort Worth Famous.
The Fort Worth Famous show. Sound like them. They sound great.
Let's pray for them.
Okay.
They were supposed to do a show this week, and
it got canceled.
Illness has stricken home. So
make
sure that they are.
I was going to say the last one that I listened to
was the
Susie
one you were on?
Was a little bit
hammered.
No, she said she was coming off of sickness and stuff.
Oh
yeah.
She was coming down with the sickness. Ooh,
Let's end it on that, man. That's a great note.
That's a great joke, huh? All right, till next week. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we won't.
Depends on I'm kind of digging not. Tell them to fuck off.
We'll see how COVID does. All right, later. We're out. Bye.
Later.
Oh, chat room. Mr. Chat Room. Let's see here. What are we show? Yeah, I can do this. Let's see here. Hold on. I'll tell you what.
You gonna be in here for a minute?
For a minute, yeah. I want.
Dip.
Okay, yeah. Come back and then I'll talk to you.
Quit one bad habit, pick up another, right?
So wait, you quit drinking and now you're dipping?
I'm not smoking cigarettes either.
Oh, you're not smoking. But now you put shit in your lip.
Shut up.
Let's see here. Bus one. bus one. We need to bust it over. See, here's the fun part of doing a podcast is afterwards. Gotta mix everything down. So you bus things over, bus all the audio over to a busing track, which has plugins on it, like your compressor, your limiter, a little bit of EQ, because you don't need anything under. I mean, we're talking voice, so really don't need anything under 50 hertz. Keep everything kind of flatlined. Really don't need anything, in the 10K area. There's I got little peaks and valleys here and there, but not a lot. And then after that, I bust it over. I send it to the final mixing channel. And in the final mixing channel, I have, using Logic Pro built in, it's got a mastering setting that says in here, broadcast ready. And what broadcast ready does is it puts a compressor on it, an exciter, which makes the high end sound a little better, and then an adaptive limiter that fluctuates. So it tries to keep you at a constant level, a constant pitch without blowing it over. And that should make everything sound pretty decent. A lot of podcasts don't do this. You need to run some stuff through channels. Oh, thank you, Jay Smith. Thank you for the birthday wish. I appreciate it. But you want to run stuff through something and keep it that way so it sounds better. And on that note, I'm going to hop off of here, bounce this down, and talk to Matt about a list we need to make of people. If you guys have any suggestions or want to get someone local in here for us to talk to, feel free to send us a message that's like, man, I'd really like for you guys to sit down with King Habajabaja of and we'll be like, okay, we'll get them on. Because we're big fans of King Habajabaja of Good dude. We'll hunt them down. We'll track them down. There's some people we're still trying to get on. Jason Lee, the actor, not the writer. He's sending me a book that should be here next week, or by the end of this week, hopefully. He's sending me a book. And I'd like to get him on and talk about said book.
Should have put it in the notes.
Promote said, are you making a Molotov cocktail?
You should have put it in the notes of your order. Like, hey, hide behind the porch, like the wall on the porch. But hey, I'm going to need you to show up when this delivers.
Yeah.
Like, you need to come hang out. You probably would come in here, actually, if you sent him a picture of the studio. Like, I'm get down with that.
There's nothing scary about it. I mean, come on. Let's get in here. Let's talk some shit, man.
Never mind what them people in Denton say about us.
Yeah. Screw you, Denton nuts. Although, we're liked in Denton. Need to figure out what's going on with this Thin Line Festival. Dude.
Pretty cool, huh?
Wow. They have not officially announced that. And I don't know if Cameron was supposed to, like...
Was that Cameron?
Uh-huh. It's Cameron's art.
Yeah, it looked like it.
It's freaking rad. Thin Line went evil. Mono Lord and whores.
Fucking Mono Lord, man.
Mono Lord. I'm in.
It's going to be the same night?
Well, it's that weekend, right?
I mean,
March
like at the same
25th
venue,
or
are they
something.
going to be at Andy's together? Or?
I don't know. Well, none of that stuff's been released yet. I've been trying to find it.
If they do it, and Whores and Monolord makes it, if they can put them on the same bill.
There could be another band on that bill.
Yeah. Spec.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all should try to get it.
There could be another band on that bill.
Is James on it? Better get on it. At least, and if nothing else, put it in as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Let 'em know
I don't know
that
what's going on, because normally...
Because someone's going to drop out because of Omicron.
Well, I don't know what's going on, because normally there is a slot reserved for due for it for Thin Line, so I don't know. I'll have to ask. Anyway. Chemistry. Good night. Love you. Oh. Pew, 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 pew. Stupid.